Yo, welcome to another edition of PWT Pro Wrestle Times podcast. Yeah. Infallible Phil Marks, your host, of course, is here. And I'm joined by Hairline the Heater, the CEO of PWT. Thou. What is that, though or thou? What is that supposed to be?
Thou.
Okay.
Oh. Get it?
Okay. All right, sounds good. Guys, what's up? We're here another episode. Are we watering ourselves down? I don't think so. I think you guys want more and more content, and it is WrestleMania week, and so everybody's abuzz and ablaze, and everyone wants more wrestling to tide them over until WrestleMania night 1 and night 2. I know I do, and so that's what I told y'all we're gonna do, and we're gonna overload you with content as well. Dude, this week alone, the past like 4 days, there has been over 10 hours of PWT content dropped live and pre-recorded, and I did 2.5 hours over on Toonie Talk Wrestling. Now we just out of nowhere, your boy Phil and him like, let's do this episode 2, just a quick one to catch up, because we watched NXT, we watched Dynamite, and we got to keep the ball rolling, man. I also watched Dark Side of the Ring. I caught up on Brutus the Barber Beefcake, and then the other one was Harley Race. 2 pretty solid episodes. The series kind of lost its steam, but before, sorry, I should probably plug at Pro Wrestle Times YouTube channel.
My bad.
So much. Yeah. Well, sorry, Hairline. I just got to plug our stuff.
Yeah, you just kind of fucking like threw a grenade in the middle of the room, though, and then like.
Yeah. You guys, okay, but you guys see down below youtube.com/@ProWrestleTimes. You can put it in like that. YouTube likes that. youtube.com/@ProWrestleClips is the main channel. 2,000 subs, almost there. Almost at 500 on the Pro Wrestle Times channel. So you guys, thank you so much. Patreon is being reworked, and so what does that mean, Phil? Well, it just means that I don't know, it might not be, it's got to match the members on YouTube, and so the Patreon is, we're just figuring out how we're going to reconfigure all that, but we appreciate our Patreon patrons so much, but that's going to get reworked in a way where there's like actual frequent content on there, or something. Like, we just got to figure out what the channels or what the Patreon's going to be, more or less. So we just haven't been as much. But if you want to go support us, just to be like, I support this show, you can go do that there as well, if that's easier for you. Round of applause to all the PWT listeners, new and old, especially the old, who's been with us since day one. The channel's really popping. Especially as of late at Pro Wrestle Clips. Make sure you check that out. That's all we really got to plug, I guess. You guys already know that's why you're here. But yeah, so Hairline, I caught up on Dark Side. We watched NXT. Bookmarks. So do you want to get into those? What do you want to do very first and foremost? You can pick.
Oh, okay. Before we get into bookmarks.
Yeah, we need something. We need a tune for that.
I just want to say, I don't think Dark Side's really fallen off, man. I thought this has been a very compelling season. Like the Terry Gordy episode was really good.
Yeah, they're all really good. They're well made and stuff, but it's just, as far as like the most craziest wrestling instances, they kind of covered them all to where now it's like, but I mean, I don't know. Harley Race's story's crazy too. It's just that it doesn't, quote unquote, live up to the hype of, let's say, the Montreal Screwjob or Benoit or, you know, China or whatever. Yeah. So
yeah. That's like,
do you think Vince ever gets a Dark Side?
Oh, he's got a whole season.
He's getting a whole season on Vince. Yeah.
Netflix WWE. I had a Netflix deal way before the WWE.
We invented Netflix. Yeah. So speaking of Dark Side of the Ring, someone who frequents Dark Side quite a bit is friend of the show, Jim Cornette. Allegedly. No, I don't know. It would be awesome if he listens to us. We have like all of the same listeners, more or less. So
he doesn't know how to work YouTube, dog. He doesn't listen. He doesn't care, dude.
right.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. So of course, Jim Cornette, one of the goats in the industry, triggers everyone, of course. You guys already know. So pardon me, I'm coming a little under the weather. I'm going so hard lately. So if you hear me coughing and sucking on a Halls, I promise it's just a Halls pause. But anyways, so Jim Cornette, he's a frequenter of Dark Side of the Ring because he is in fact a pro wrestling historian, one of the best at that, if not the best. And he got in a little beef with WWE's own Pete Rosenberg at Rosenberg Radio. I believe he's the Hip Hop Hot 97 guy. He's on there. Is he a Breakfast Club or a Hot 97? I can't remember which one Peter Rosenberg's on. People crap on him. Pardon me?
Pause here quick. One of the first, okay, you only get one first impression, right? And
Right.
I think the first time I ever saw him, he was on panel with Daniel Bryan, and he had Bella twin socks on, and he pointed at Nikki, and he was all like, "Oh yeah, look, I have your wife," and Daniel was all like, that's Nikki, bud." And
Oh,
that was just my first
Christ.
impression of this fucking mark.
You know, a lot of people shit on him. They're like, why are you on the kickoff show and all of that? And that's actually what this boils down to. Like, that's what sort of this beef is over. So basically what happened was this gentleman here stirred up all of this bullshit by tagging people. He goes, so this guy here, we'll shout him out, at BZNYZ. He just stirred up all of this shit. So it basically starts, he tags at Rosenberg, a response to him, and goes, from rivals Cena and Orton, I get your take on it, and not everyone thinks you suck and hates you, LOL. Some quality drops on here, though. And basically this is in response to Peter Rosenberg being like, corny cut a promo, or this guy saying, corny cut a promo on you about your OVW take. And then Rosenberg's like, what OVW take? So here's the take on
ask
OVW.
you this out in public in front of God and everybody. Who the fuck is this Peter Rosenberg, and why is he allowed to speak about shit that he's ignorant about, or who said that he was qualified? Talk about anything related to the wrestling business.
And this is when they were doing, WWE was doing like the Ruthless Aggression story, you know, they did the OVW doc, and it really it was just basically like, look, here's Batista and John Cena and Brock Lesnar, you know?
Right.
Quote was OV originally an independent federation that was absorbed by WWE to become a farm system. I think I would remove the word absorbed and say stained, possibly.
Cornette.
But no, we were not absorbed by. We were paid by, not very well by. But we were compensated and abused in some descriptions, but not absorbed. So, Peter, just from me to you, who the fuck are you? Where the fuck did they get this fucking guy from?
He's a New York radio guy, not for wrestling stuff, obviously. And WWE loves radio people from the Big Apple who will kiss their ass and say the company line. And
okay, Brian Last. Fucking chill, bud.
Clearly from this, a big fan, but with a
He's right,
WWE-centric history of wrestling.
Yeah, he is right. I know. WWE shop affiliate link below.
Something that isn't necessarily completely accurate.
Well, that was very diplomatically said. That
he sucks. I mean, everyone thinks he sucks. I don't know what else you can say. Everyone hates that guy. He sucks.
You know what Mama Cornette would say? He don't know shit from apple butter. That's what she'd say.
Yeah, that's what she'd say.
So yeah, basically that's your thoughts on that, Hairline, to just his comments on OVW, and then we'll dig at them actually beefing at each other.
So I see where Corny's coming from as far as who the fuck were you? You didn't you weren't there, dog, you know? But Brian basically explained it there. WWE loves talking heads that have okay. the main reason they're using this guy is he's going to hit demographics that the WWE isn't exactly hitting. You know what I'm saying? Like, obviously, they're a huge fucking thing, and everyone knows what they are. But this guy's got listeners and followers, and now his listeners and his followers are, you know, getting educated on WWE and shit because he's a fucking mark. But anyways,
shout out Marks, dude. I love Marks. Phil Marks here.
Yeah, hairline mark here.
Yeah, so moving along, basically it's what happens is here, so Peter Rosenberg responds to that and he goes, or pardon me, it's either, yeah, so he's responding to Cornette. So here, Rosenberg, see, I'm going through the inception here. It's editing, Phil. No, but I'm Meltzering out here because it's like, it's the way Twitter has this set up. You got to go back and back and back and back, and I didn't. So this guy, though, this same account goes, so he tags fucking Rosenberg in that, basically Cornette burying him. And then he goes, yo, Rosenberg shitting on you, Cornette and Bryan last, and he tags them. So he just stirs the shit up even further. And here's what Rosenberg, I guess, responds to Cornette, talking about Cornette. Let's listen to this.
Jim Cornette, the famed wrestling manager, I was told, bashed me on his big popular wrestling podcast.
Oh, why? What happened?
And hit me with the obligatory, who the F is Peter Rosenberg? How many years do I have to be on WWE television before someone like Jim Cornette can stop pretending to not know who I am?
He knows who you are.
Oh, he absolutely knows who I am. I've met him face to face. He knows who I am. Jim, I know you haven't done anything in wrestling in a long time, but for God's sake, you watch the product. Who am I? I mean, listen, I'm not you. I don't have the wrestling mind of Jim Cornette, but I've been contributing here for a long time. And furthermore, he was saying I misspoke on the documentary because of the way I described a federation that.
What's that?
I feel really bad for this guy.
Well, let's keep listening. This is just, it's crazy that Jim's like in a beef with this dude just out of nowhere.
He owned, right? And that he ran. Oh, wait, or no, was it? Yeah. So, actually, no, it was OVW.
Oh my God,
it wasn't even his fed.
Shit. Why were you in the dock?
Yeah, well, that's exactly it. It's like, because WWE just, it's like, oh, look, Peter Rosenberg, you've seen him on, you know, he's on a big radio show that can help promote whatever. So, I mean, I get it, but yeah, I agree. It's just like, he doesn't even know what he's talking about. Not that like you have to be a historian, but it's just the way he's being cocky about it. And it's like, well, at least know your shit, you know?
Anyways, Jim Cornette had a problem with how I described this thing in a documentary. Like, dude, do you not know how these documentaries work? Like, come on, you have to have sat down for a documentary before.
Yeah, he's done like 100 of them, and he speaks about shit he knows about. And if he doesn't know about something, Jim's gonna go, I don't know about that, you know? I can't speak on that. So yeah, it's just funny, dude.
Like sometimes, I don't know if
why was Rosenberg in an OVW documentary? You know what I mean? Like, why was he in that even in the first place? What does he have to do with OVW?
But sometimes when you are doing these documentaries, because Cornette is known for he started back in the day Smoky Mountain Wrestling.
Okay.
And then he became the head booker and part owner of OVW, which then became WWF's developmental territory. He was complaining about the fact that I said it was absorbed by WWE. He's literally arguing semantics about something that, Don, it's not even a relevant point in the documentary. The documentary is about the wrestlers who wrestled there. This is like a footnote piece of the documentary.
Yeah, it's just the revisitive history that WWE does that we all clown on, you know, that they seem to be like revisitive. Is that the right word? Yeah, revisionist history. So, yeah, I don't know, man. Peter's just triggered here by this. So then Jim Cornette quotes it and goes, this clown at Rosenberg Radio needs to work on his promos. He's trying to rebut me by admitting both he doesn't know anything about wrestling and he misstates facts on documentaries because the producer wants him to. Stick to talking about the radio business. You might know that. Oh, shit. Jim Cornette clapping. So then Pete Rosenberg responds to that and goes, so slightly mischaracterized the exact business relationship between OVW and WWE. Shows, I quote, don't know anything. Okay.
Correct.
I do not know nearly what you do. I will never disparage your credentials. You're Jim Cornette. We both have our lanes. You know wrestling. I know being gainfully employed and respected by my peers. Now, is he implying that Cornette? Now, is he implying that Cornette isn't employed? And even though it's like, okay, yeah, Cornette's his own boss, bro. Like, that's way doper than being an employee. But not that I'm shitting on either. But the thing is it's like, is he implying that Cornette's also not respected by his peers? Is that why CM Punk just shouted out the experience and drive-through on Monday Night Raw that 2 million people watched? Is that why he did that? Is Jim Cornette has the #1 pro wrestling podcast. You're employed by a pro wrestling company. He has the #1 pro wrestling podcast. Jim Cornette outdraws AEW. So, like, what is gainfully employed? He's his own boss. He doesn't even have to leave his house, and he can do a show that. Yeah, so Cornette did respond, of course.
All right, back to the voice.
So Jim Cornette says, sorry, Petey, I was too busy doing the #1 wrestling podcast on earth from my home to get right back to you. I hate it you still have to work, but you're young and maybe something will happen. Your peers at the International Jizz Moppers Union say great things about you. Jim Cornette. Cooking. That was phenomenal, dude. Hairline, your thoughts on that? So Cornette has another response at Jim Cornette says, this clown Rosenberg Radio needs to work on his promos. He's trying to rebut me by admitting both he doesn't. Oh, no, I think I read that already. Yeah, I already read that one. But anyways, Hairline, your thoughts on that? Jim Cornette cooked him.
And, I just don't understand this guy's approach. Like, he was kissing his ass, and then he, like, his last, like, part of that tweet, he, like, threw some shade, and it was just all, like...
Because dude. it's this weird thing where they're like, people just go, well, no, Jim knows more than anyone about wrestling, but, like, fuck him, though, because, like, you know, like, that's kind of what it felt like he was doing. Sorry, you go ahead.
Well, fuck Pete Rosenberg or whoever. God.
Yeah, Corny cooked him, though, hey?
Yeah. On top of it, why would you try to joust with this man?
Exactly. I see that, and I just go, oh, no. Don't fucking... Don't do it. Don't do it to yourself.
You know, I want to hear Booker T reacting to this, because Booker T is always fucking talking shit to him on the panels. And like,
tell me he did not just say that. I got a bad Booker T, but...
He'll start kissing Booker T's ass, and then it's all like, dude, fucking fuck off. You're the worst.
So we have a bit of news coming from both WWE and AEW. I guess we'll go with WWE stuff because, you know, we're on the topic of Rosenberg, and Rosenberg works with WWE. So we have Sami Zayn to further. So if you guys go to @ProWrestleClips, you go to our shorts, you'll see I did a bunch of these clips reacting to like Sami Zayn on different podcasts, and I think on Andrew Santino's podcast, etc. And he talks about how if he wasn't a pro wrestler, he would be a stand-up comedian. Which is crazy. What do you think about that, Hairline? If he wasn't a pro wrestler, he'd be a stand-up comedian. Sami Zayn said that.
Yeah, I guess I could see it. He's very entertaining and like, and he looks at them. He looks at them
as similar sort of occupations, like just being clowns. You know, he's like, wrestling is sort of being a clown, and so they have a partnership with Netflix, Monday Night Raw, which Sami Zayn is, of course, a big star of. And out of nowhere, Netflix is a Joke festival, which they hold every year in Hollywood. Sami Zayn gets his own Sami Zayn and Friends stand-up comedy. Netflix is a joke show that will be air on Netflix, be taped for it. And I believe everything that happens at the festival gets taped and airs on Netflix eventually. If I might be mistaken on that, but either way, it's a push in their stand-up department, and they have a partnership leading forward with Raw and WWE. And Sami Zayn gets to host a Sami Zayn and Friends stand-up show a la Joe Rogan and Friends. And also, he is from Montreal, or he is from, I believe he's from Montreal, and Montreal is the home of Just for Laughs. That's been on the forefront of the Just for Laughs Comedy Festival forever, so it's got to be in his blood. I could see him doing really well with this. Who knows who he's going to bring? I'm sure it'll be a good mix of stand-ups and maybe some wrestlers. Maybe Nick Nemeth shows up because he does stand-up. And I don't know if they're friends or not, but I'm just throwing that out there. Your thoughts on this, man? Like, this is really cool. Like, it's showing Netflix and WWE. They're working together beyond just Raw, you know?
Well, first off, congrats, Sami Zayn. You know, you're achieving two of your dreams at once. So, you know, you did it, bud. Yeah, I'm intrigued. I'm gonna check out a trailer before I go commit an hour to a fucking. Oh, I'm sure we'll have to do it for the pod, huh? Never mind. Well, I'll be watching this, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, exactly, man. We'll talk about it. But yeah, shout out Sami Zayn, man. That makes me happy because I love that dude. So what else do I?
Dude.
Sorry,
Sami
go ahead.
Zayn's the shit. I was just saying, hell yeah, Sami Zayn's the shit, dude.
Yeah, he is absolutely the I don't know. I keep saying it. He's like Roddy Piper. I don't think he'll ever touch the world title, but he will he'll be a guy, man. He'll be a guy. So while we're on the topic of WWE,
oh no,
people have been melting down today because Rossy Ogawa, the former Stardom booker who left after Tony Khan snitched him out, not even snitched him, but was like, Fed infiltrator working with the Fed, because he wasn't able to sign Giulia and Tony Khan was having a fucking hissy fit. So Rossy Ogawa, the booker of Stardom, leaves and he says, I'm going to go do my own thing. Well, Rossy Ogawa and Giulia showed up at WWE World and are walking around meeting fans, and they have a big announcement, something to do with WWE at WWE World. I can't, which is like the festival that Fanatics, shout out Fanatics, we're affiliate partners, link down below. And the Fanatics experience they're putting on for WrestleMania's WWE World, Rossy Ogawa and Giulia are walking around WrestleMania weekend. Your thoughts on that hairline? NXT Japan possibly, you know, just fucking Tony Khan probably melting down. I see the AEW stands going, oh, look at this Fed traitor and shit. That's what they're saying. All because why? They couldn't poach all the talent for AEW. Only some of Mariah May went to AEW, so they're not allowed to poach for AEW, but because they're starting probably NXT Japan based around Rossy and probably Giulia, and they have I think what's her name, Meiko Satomura or whatever. She wrestled in WCW and shit. Oh yeah, that's somehow a bad thing. I thought you guys like New Japan, you fucking marks. What are your thoughts on this, man?
Triple H is really just trying to hurt Tony Khan, man.
Do you really think it's that? Do you think it's because when Tony Khan went head to head with the Black and Gold, and then Vince came in and was like, "Fuck you guys"?
It's not just that. Like, it's the right thing to do for business. You know, it's like fucking, you know what I'm saying? You get a video game and then the DLC, and this is the DLC. You know what I'm saying? The bonus freshness here. You know, because like it's the right thing to do. You know what I'm saying? Fucking the Joshi marks need their fucking shit. And also Triple H has tried with like the NXT London and you know what I'm saying, that kind of shit. So it's like we know he wants to do it. And if you can hurt Tony at the same time, fuck yeah, dog.
Yeah, man. Yeah, sorry guys. I'm just lost of everyone. Yeah, I'm been feeling under the weather here. It's not fun. I feel like 'tis the season right before WrestleMania. Everyone's just going to get sick and pass that virus around, or what? How's Philly? I hope everyone's healthy out in Philly right now. I wish I could be there, but next year it'll be, I think Mania's in Minnesota, Hairline. We're going to have to meet up there for that. But it's time for everybody's favorite segment of the week. And it will also serve as our transition between WWE talk and AEW talk. It is everybody's favorite time of the week, even though it comes like once a day. Dave Meltzer's dumb moment of the week. What's hilarious is that the Dave Meltzer flute is like becoming a bit like on Twitter and shit. Like people are starting to love it, and it's people will be like, cue the flutes and stuff. And then also
the live chat
becoming a bit is Tony Khan's voice. Like, it's so funny because we started the, oh no, it's great, yeah, soda water, it's great, haha, and now that's like the impression people do of it. So you can thank PWT for that. We were just on the forefront of that shit, which is hilarious. We got a lot of hate for it, but we've trudged through, and we're cultivating a great audience of people who just can take the piss. But either way, Dave Meltzer has been suffering some
emotional damage
alongside Bryan Alvarez. They've just been taking L after L after L after L. Bryan Alvarez taking so much L's that Dave Meltzer even fucking got a W over him, which we covered on the last show, which was hilarious. But basically, I don't even know if this is like a dummy moment of the week, but this is yeah, it always is. But Bryan Alvarez here is talking about, he's got some insight now on the Drew Gulak stuff. After it gets talked about, these guys seem to always have like great insight on things, you know? There was never any word of this before. There was never any talks before, but now that it's out, right? They seem to know. So Bryan Alvarez, oh, sorry, go ahead, Hairline.
Dave actually knows more about this than Ronda herself. So
yeah. So Bryan Alvarez, who gets lumped into the Meltzer moment of the week, it's just how it is. You guys are conjoined at the hips. So Bryan Alvarez says on Wrestling Observer Radio, there were people today, or actually it was Tuesday when this story came out, and there were people there that thought, man, Drew Gulak's probably going to be gone tomorrow. This comes after Rousey claimed in an interview that with News Station that Gulak once grabbed her drawstring, and he's not released. So that's Bryan just going, oh, there's people saying they thought he'd be gone. Did they? You know, like, I don't know if I can believe that. I'm sorry. Your thoughts on that, Hairline?
So, like, you know, when the ring announcers go up, early in the day, I was talking to so-and-so, and they told me this and that. No, they didn't. You know what I'm saying? But they're kayfabing this shit. I kind of feel like that's what these two do, is like they're trying to like work, but they're such fucking just dorks, you know? God.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. And so so transitioning off of that, we have Wrestling Observer reporting stuff about Tony Khan and the recent releases. So Tony Khan also gets lumped into this year. And this is more of a Tony Khan dumb moment of the week, but it has to do with the talent cuts. If it has to do with Wrestling Observer, it gets featured in this segment, folks. You guys already know the drill. So right here, Tony Khan, this is via WONF4W, Wrestling Observer, whatever. You guys already know, Wrestling Observer on X. The Tony Khan pre-ROH Supercard of Honor media call is about to begin. Ain't nobody talking about this. They're running at Mania weekend in Philly, something that Tony Khan said he literally would never do. Oh, I never run against WWE. I never do that on the same. It would. Now he's doing it, like running there, or he's like, I would never run their town, or whatever the fuck. There's a quote somewhere someone has. Now he's doing it, so goofiness. But he's asked about the talent cuts by Wrestling Observer, and Khan said he is very proud of the AEW roster. He said sometimes you have to make tough calls. He definitely plans to continue his expansion and going after top talent. Okay, dude, he released not even $1 million worth of people. To do so, we need a war chest and keep an eye on the budget. After thinking about it, he said Anthony Henry will come back to AEW and ROH. So look it, he's going, oh yeah, I feel bad. Anthony Henry is actually going to come back. So he released Anthony Henry, but Anthony Henry's injured. But then on second thought, no, he's going to come back to AEW and ROH as soon as he's healed up. Like, what the fuck? Like, what a spineless fucking dummy, man.
Dummy, yeah.
Jesus. Like, what are your thoughts on that, Hairline?
I'm not a clown. I don't care what they say. He's a frail old man. What a clown to compete against the WWE?
So,
I don't. Dude, man, it's just like freak out after freak out at like, dude, oh my God. I can't wait for the dark side of the ring on AEW.
And then it continues to say he is expanding, growing the budget, but did have to make some cuts as he will be very aggressive going after top talent. So cutting the boys who probably made $30K or fucking Slim or what I'm just talking shit, but or cutting Slim J, who's talking about he still lives in a shithole. So you mean that is to what? Get who? Who's the top talent that Tony didn't already sign up? Like, what the fuck, man? This is the dumbest shit ever. These people are fucking dumb in the way Wrestling Observer's trying to spin the narrative. Oh, well, he had to do these because he's still going to sign more blockbuster free agents. Who? No one wants to sign it. Like, what the fuck are you talking about, man? So
I thought the money was bottomless.
So now we have some of these wrestlers here. I just want to double check. So some of these wrestlers actually shot back at Tony Khan. The boys, Dalton Castles, the boys actually shot back at this flippin' dummy Tony Khan. Not to just shit all over him and stuff, but it's what we got to do. You know what I mean? And so I just want to write this down in the notes, the boys, because I forgot to even write it down. So because this just happened like 4 hours ago, right? Like they responded to him to Wrestling Observer. Both of the boys did, Brent and Brandon. So Wrestling Observer goes on to say, asked specifically about the boys being cut, given they are in a key ROH storyline with Dalton Castle. Like they're literally in a storyline with him. Khan said the cuts are all different situations. Tony Khan said that both Brandon and Brent Tate didn't show up to work on multiple occasions, and he had to make the tough call. That is when the boys, Brandon and Brent, respond, "Oh, it's like that? Stand by, ... And the other one goes, "Far from true. Stay tuned." So they're going to do like what, a shoot interview? They're going to do, are they under lifelong NDAs, Tony? They're going to do an RF video. Call Sean Oliver.
Who's your boy? The MMA guy?
Ariel Helwani? Yeah, get Ariel on the phone. We're going to bring them in. Oh my God. What are your thoughts on Tony Khan saying these guys didn't show up to work and then them quote tweeting it and going, yeah, that's bullshit.
Yeah, if we learned anything from like the recent CM Punk interview, it's like he's also like kind of working, you know what I'm saying? Like throwing the extra on it and like I all of it's just wrestling, you know, but like fucking he's freaking out, man. Like God.
It's
like,
embarrassing, dude.
I guess in a nutshell, it seems like the pressure's really starting to get to Tony, man.
And then like how he like just rehired Anthony Henry. Like how fun. Why? Because JD Drake's like, what the fuck? That's my tag partner. Like how do they just
Yeah, didn't I just job last weekend? Who did he wrestle? I can't even remember, dude. But I just remember I was bitching about it on X.
Yeah. What's happening, Pro Wrestle Times listeners? Phil Marks here, and I just had to interrupt myself babbling for 1 second to talk about Pro Wrestle Times' affiliate partnership with Fanatics and WWE Shop. That's right, you can get your favorite WWE Superstar merch, tees, caps, hoodies. We're on the road to WrestleMania, folks. There's so much at WWE Shop, and if you use our affiliate link below, not only will you be directly supporting your favorite WWE Superstar, but you'll be supporting PWT as well, and you'll be supporting your drip. Check your reflection, it'll look like perfection. And did I forget to mention, you'll grab all the attention by clicking PWT's official WWE Shop affiliate link below and get you some digs now. Let's get back to the show. Jeez, man. Yeah, if you guys, I'm just coughing. You guys probably hear my wife coughing. I'm coughing. Motherfuckers getting sick in the house, man. And quickly, I want to show you guys this. So every Saturday night, PWT live show goes down, and also randomly we went head to head with Raw. We ruled that ass. We were ruling, rocking and rolling. Consider becoming a Pro Wrestle Clips member. The link is down below wherever you're watching this, listening to this. You can get these cool, the angry neck beard emoji, the E-drone emoji, the crying AW mark emoji, and the PWT emoji. You get these cool stickers. Join the channel. We're bringing so much content WrestleMania week, and when the live shows go down, members, you guys become a part of the show. And when we hit 100 members, we're going to start doing PWT members only show where you guys fully, because, okay, during the live shows, we try to read all the member chats. It's impossible. So obviously super chat, stickers, if you're gifting memberships, obviously, you know, we'll show that and read it. And we try to show all the member chats, but because we can't fully do that all the time, there's going to be a members only show, at least, like, I don't want to put a day once a week. I don't even want to say that, but there will just be members only shows where members fully interact, where your comments will be on screen, and you guys could maybe even like call in and talk to us or whatever. You know, we'll read your direct emails. Everything is you guys, just what you guys have to ask and say, Q&A, if you will, whatever. Watch this clip, whatever, you know, however it goes down. But yeah, consider becoming a PWT member today, and you just fucking keep rocking with us, man. This is I think the greatest pro wrestling podcast in the world, bar none. Hairline, what say you? Yeah, what say you? Let's talk about
it is indeed the greatest podcast, wrestling podcast of all time ever.
Bro. Yeah. Folks, yeah, we're lacking I'm not quick to the draw today. I'm a little lighthead. I'm a little under the weather, but that's okay. We're rocking and rolling. We ain't gonna stop. I ain't gonna keep telling you that we won't stop. So we wanted to talk about Dynamite quickly. We don't want to dive. I mean, well, yeah, we just got to talk about basically the Edge promo, where Edge, what did he do, Hairline? He cut this goddamn promo being like, like, fucking fuck CM Punk, you know, everyone's negative. Why don't we just be happy and have fun? What were your thoughts on this promo? I'm trying to see if there was a clip of it here, but basically the ratings came out and this shit lost like 200. This AEW didn't even hit 800,000 viewers. Edge is standing in the ring. They lose like 200,000 viewers off rip. And he's saying shit like this. I got it here. I don't want AEW to pull us down, but let me show you the screen and play this. And then I just want your thoughts on it, Hairline, because this really just irked me. It's like, okay, you're going to go out and just address WWE more. And then in the main event, they're addressing WWE. It's just all WWE.
But listen, there's been a lot of negative BS that has been spewed this week, right?
So Punk spewed negative BS, or was he just telling a story, Edge?
There has. Screw that. I want to talk about positives. And if you're a fan of pro wrestling, man, it is a great time to be a fan of pro wrestling. There is a whole lot of positives right now.
Hairline, are there a lot of positives in pro wrestling?
Yeah, right just now? Not in AEW.
Yeah, exactly, dude. And then he tries to point some out, and the biggest pop he gets is for Cody Rhodes, who's not in AEW.
At home, hell, if you can feel compelled to go on social media, even if it's just to complain about pro wrestling, you're a fan of pro wrestling.
Can we play this?
Fan of pro wrestling. You know, I grew up.
I don't know.
No, that's not a reason to boo, man. You're missing the point on this.
See, they boo when he goes, oh, I just grew up watching WWF. And the guy starts booing. It's like, bro, Edge can't even look at the camera side because there's no one there. So, like, stop fucking, you know what I mean? He's looking away from the hard cam. It makes this TV show feel so ugly, bro. Like, just run smaller buildings, for Christ's sake in heaven.
This is
Look at that grown man dressed up like Orange Cassidy.
Oh, I just thought that was orange. I didn't realize.
Oh, my bad.
professional.
Sorry to break it to you, brother.
Wrestling.
Pro wrestling. It's like, yeah, they're allowed to say belt and pro wrestling in WWE now. That's like old Vince shit, bro. Edge left when Vince was still there. Yeah.
And I know you've heard this before, but please bear with me because it's close to my heart. For 9 years, I had this torn away from me to get it back because I love it so damn.
What was torn away from you? Then you came back and we're doing Canadian Destroyers against Sheamus. So nothing was really torn away from you, bruv. AEW didn't give you anything you weren't getting in WWE. WWE wasn't going to give you $3 billion to be a part-timer. Tony Khan would do that, but WWE just won't do that. Like, I get he's working, but there's people like, oh, it's great that he's rallying the troops. It's like Edge isn't one of their troops.
Right.
Fucking WWE guy getting $3 million to fucking go hang out. Fuck, like, dude, and book his own shit. You know what I mean? Like, there's not one homegrown talent who could have came out and made this speech.
Well, okay. I know I'm jumping ahead here, but he goes, You know why I came to AEW? And it's like, yeah, dog, you got paid a really fat ass check.
Like $3 million. Like you
I'm closer to the end than the start. I realized that AEW is where I need to end my career.
He's bold face work lying. You know he's gonna go to WWE one last time. Same with Edge. You know they're just gonna show up. They all do.
And a lot of people didn't seem to understand that, but I looked at the roster and I saw a murderer's row of talent.
Okay.
The most phenomenal locker rooms of all time. And I will put that locker room up against anybody.
So you'll put Jack Perry cussing people. Oh, I guess Tony got rid of him, though, so you can't say that. It's like, oh, yeah, Sammy Guevara got sent home because... So maybe they are cleaning it up, but it's just like, Edge, you're not like, you just walk back there and everyone is like, holy fuck, it's Edge. And then you're not really in the locker room. Oh yeah, no, actually it's Adam Copeland. And someone said, they're like, now this is what I call a Cope Open. Oh shit.
Play.
Kenny Omega. Hope you're doing good, bud. I
Oh,
can
yeah,
face
bud.
Hangman. I can face Swerve, Joe, Claudio.
WWE.
Yeah,
WWE.
yeah, Moxley. Yeah, WWE, exactly. It's like, didn't you wrestle? Did he? Or no, I don't think he wrestled Ambrose, but
I can face Buddy Matthews, Brody King,
WWE.
and Malachi Black.
WWE.
And by the way, that happens in AEW.
I mean,
Yeah,
We're having a blast out there.
yeah, Malachi Black's all just WWE.
Guess what? I am. Knocking anywhere else. I have had a phenomenal career. I have fun everywhere I've been, everything I've done. But this is 30.
And Tony Khan's pushing the punchline like, oh, we're the best wrestle. It's like,
Yeah, we
all
wrestle
right.
great. Everything's perfect. You're not a clown. He's crown.
And not even the whole crowd's chanting AEW. A lot of these people are like, yeah, dude, I guess.
You want to count the beards?
I don't want to be a hater, man.
I celebrate the men who started AEW. So yeah, that means the Bucks.
Yeah, so where are they? Where's Kenny Omega making this fucking speech? Where's one of the guys who started this shit? And then Jericho comes out later in the show. He gets booed out of the fucking building.
This industry into a better place. AEW has pushed everyone.
Okay, so people how is it pushing the industry to be a better place when people are doing fuck shit? And like, I don't know, man. Oh, it's the place of creative freedom, I guess. Awesome, but like, stop going at WWE. Stop bringing WWE up. Why'd they send Edge out to just shit on WWE in this fake way that he doesn't actually mean?
My feelings are hurt because I'm not a clown.
For fun. I'm having fun. Everything's fun. So, like, I don't need to listen to that shit. I'm so sorry. Like, yeah, it is fun. But like also I want some like competitive spirit type shit, but I guess that's not we don't get that. I guess we're not allowed that. So let's just quickly look at the rest of Dynamite here. We'll just blaze through it. We won't get into incredible detail on it, but because it was honestly missable, it didn't really matter. Here is it, our guy Doc Chris Mueller. So he reviews AEWs. So basically they did one good thing. They turned Trent Beretta heel. I'm gonna spoil it all for you. Well, Osprey and Powerhouse Hobbs had a great match, I guess, but it was just, why are they fighting? They're supposed to be friends. Callis is obviously, they're gonna like heel on Osprey. I don't know. Hobbs is I don't know, a big giant guy. They're both awesome. It's just, this shit means nothing, and they just had a back and forth crazy to the limit match where Osprey beats Hobbs. After they lost all those viewers, Danielson had a match with Archer. Solid match, went too long, but it was fucking good. And I'm like, dude, Archer needs to go to WWE. Then we had Daddy Ass versus Jay White, which Meltzer already got his earlier in the show. I'll play the flute one more time once again. But it's actually a Meltzer smart moment of the week, because he had this here to say, hairline, and about this match, because basically Jay White fucking jobs to a 60-year-old Billy Gunn in a match that was just so overbooked and over the top. And Jay White has been completely fucking buried. And this is actually a Meltzer smart moment, because listen to what Meltzer actually has to say about this right here.
Then we had what was probably maybe the worst segment ever in AEW.
Oh my God!
This includes the Elite and the Dark Order.
Yeah, this match was terrible. That's all I could say. It was
Jay White and Billy Gunn.
It went too long.
Billy Gunn
So dummy, because, you know, Meltzer's going to be losing a paycheck, I think, if he doesn't, you know what I'm saying? So basically, let me just share Dynamite again with you. Sorry, guys. Yeah, so basically Meltzer getting a W there, I guess. Then we have the Young Bucks, a World Tag Team Championship Tournament semifinal, the Best Friends. Back and forth match, again, goes too long. The Bucks look in the camera and go, "Hey, scapegoat. What's up, scapegoat," or whatever. Super dumb. I like what you're doing, or whatever. Super dumb. Bring up Jack Perry. Just, they don't know they're good for business. They just don't know how to get out of their own way. It's completely stupid. And then the Best Friends have a solid match, but ultimately, I mean, it's solid, but it's just all of these matches went too goddamn long. So then the Bucks win. And yes, yeah, Orange Cassidy, oh, he works great. And like the Bucks were mocking his little kicks or whatever. So like, it's all good, you know? I'm like, okay, they're healing, but like them looking in the camera just pissed me off. Bringing up Jack Perry, like they just can't let the Punk shit go. It got to them. But then also they did something great here, but it just gets shit on because everyone's like talking about the Jack Perry Bucks thing. But they go to do the hug where the Best Friends all go to hug. And Trent Beretta just runs and hits Orange Cassidy with a fucking Busaiku knee and just lays him out. And he's all serious. Now, this would have been great if Chuck Taylor, Trent Beretta's mom or whatever, Sue, wasn't there. She's there in the corner. Like, how is this not WCW? Judy Bagwell, hello? You know? So this was just fucking stupid. And then they turned Beretta heel like 3 years too late. And it just, I don't know, man. It's just all for naught. Everything that's done here is for naught. Thunder Rosa fights Mariah May. And it's just Mariah May's doing Tony Storm's WWE gimmick. So
is Mariah May using that DSL lipstick?
Yeah, it looks like it.
Yeah,
But
clearly.
Thunder Rosa beats May again, just a match that fucking went on too goddamn long. And then you just had Joe and Swerve in a contract signing. Jericho came out at some point. He got fucking booed. Him and Hooker cringe. You have this signing. This was brilliant. Fucking Joe. He's great on the mic. Swerve's great on the mic. But again, they're just both like healing, I guess. And Joe hit him with like a Diddy line, which fucking was great. Joe's the only reason to watch this show is like Joe and Swerve. And unfortunately, Joe's probably just going to win this goddamn match unless they give it to Swerve. But Joe back to WWE sooner than later hairline. Is that what I'm hearing? Or is that what you heard? Or is that
well, like
that his
Triple
deals?
H, my bad.
No. I was just going to say his deal is we didn't hear that, did we? That his deals might be up sooner than people think, and that Joe might drop the belt and be back in WWE sooner than later. Is that what you heard or no?
I didn't personally hear any of that.
No, I didn't either.
Yeah, Jim Alvarez must have said it then. Yeah. Anyways, with Triple H having so much power at the moment, I can definitely see Joe coming back at some point in some shape or form.
Yeah, especially and Regal. Someone pointed out to me they grabbed a screen cap and they showed it to me. They tagged me on X and I didn't notice it, but William Regal is actually, you can see him in the background of the training of that WWE Next Gen show, which I appreciate whoever pointed that out to me, but he obviously in his deal, he couldn't appear on camera yet when they were filming that. So it would have probably, they had to edit around him basically, but you can see Regal there. He was training all those new recruits. And I'm certain that, because we know Joe's tight with Regal too, and he's tight with Trips, and you can only imagine having him back in WWE would be, imagine Joe versus Gunther or something like that. Just throwing it out there. While we're marking out about WWE, let's talk about WWE. Or sorry, no, the last thing I want to show you about this AEW though is so then after we go off air, Edge is in the ring. I guess they taped Collision after Dynamite. So they send Edge in the ring with FTR and Mark Briscoe. And this is what FTR had to say to the live crowd about Punk. Basically, they're just throwing Punk under the goddamn bus, like shitting on him. You know what I mean? And this is messed up that they would do this, dude. So let's hear what they had to say.
And with it being someone's dream, with it being all of our dreams, there's always going to be, you probably know this.
Oh, my dream. We all had a dream. I'm so sick of wrestlers cutting those goddamn promos, dude. I'm so tired of that promo. Cut a new promo. Here we go.
In your everyday life, there's going to be somebody who tries to strip it down, strip it from you, take it away from you, take your joy away. Don't let them do it. Don't let it go. I don't care if they're in real life. I don't care if it's on fake life, social media. I don't care if it's in another company. Don't let anybody.
Another company gets no reaction. Like, stop bringing it up, you fucking Melvins. Like, stop. FTR, what are you trashing? Wasn't Punk your boy? And then now he's going to go and say, oh, I get to do this with my best friends. It's Edge in the ring. Like, what the fuck?
Strip you of what you love, what you're passionate about.
And FTR's tight with Edge in them. I know that, but it's just silliness.
What you wake up for every single day. I know I talk about it to ad nauseam. I talk about it to the point of annoyance. I have what I perceive to be my God, my wife, my daughter in professional wrestling. That's it. That's all I got. And AEW.
Okay, Punk never took pro wrestling from you guys. They're all just like, but pro wrestling. Are you not watching WWE, bro? It's the most pro wrestling's ever been. Biggest Raw of all time. at the Barclays in the how many years of WWE history? Okay, guys? Like, what are you talking about? You know what I mean? Like, they act like it's fucking WWE's like Cats, the Broadway musical on ice, and it's not even wrestling. Like, this is a company, AEW, where people are fucking flying off of shit, and I don't fucking, every match goes 80 minutes too long. I don't know, dude. It's just crazy. Like, yeah, I get it. We all love pro wrestling. Like, so what is the point you're making? Like, Punk tried to rip it away from me. Why? What you're literally saying is I love my job. We all love our jobs, dude. God damn it. You don't have to bury your job. Just focus on what you guys are doing. Stop doing this fucking, like, you're not Paul Heyman, you know?
That luxury. AEW affords me that life.
Yes, AEW affords a lot of lives. No one wants AEW to go out of business. We want the opposite. We want them to run smaller fucking buildings and make money. Punk literally was like, I want to make money. Oh, we don't care if it makes money because this guy who has infinite money just gives us lots of money. Well, no, like, is that what you guys are trying to say? Is that what you're preaching? Is that what you're trying to convince people is the thing? Like, for real? I'm sorry, guys. I have a cold. I'm sick. You know what I mean? We're going into WrestleMania weekend, and I'm trying to feel better, and maybe I'm a little crusty. But this is getting ridiculous, guys.
Afford me that life. My best friends.
My best friends. Punk was your best friend like a month ago. What the fuck you talking about?
But and there's a hard curfew, and there's 2 more matches. So come on.
And they go, and there's 2 more matches, and the crowd goes, oh, woo, yay. Legit, listen to that. Like, they're like, oh, there's 2 more? Like, I thought I was going to beat traffic. Like, dude, it's just, what the fuck? I'm so sorry, man. That to me is just disappointing. And then also you have MJF here. So now this is like its own segment, but it's Dwayne Johnson, which then transitions into WWE NXT, I guess, which we want to talk about. So MJF goes, so this Naomi Rosenblum, at Naomi_Rosenblum, shout her out. She makes tremendous professional wrestling paintings and just paintings in general. Here's her beautiful work of The Rock and Cody Rhodes. And she did this painting, tagged The Rock, and then The Rock retweeted it. At The Rock says, love this. What an artistic convergence of emotions. Clap, clap. I'd like to buy this from you. My team will be in touch. I know a special mom who I'm going to gift this to. Hashtag Mama Rhodes, final boss. Which is just brilliant stuff. But then you have MJ fucking F responds to this. He's been ghost on Twitter since his match. He's been ghost everywhere. And AEW's in the middle of going through all this bullshit. And this is how Maxwell Jacob Friedman decides to try and get back in the fucking news cycle, or how he decides to come back to Twitter, acknowledging The Rock and WWE and going, first you steal my glorious idea to lash Cody. Now you try to cop art from my ex. Because that girl who does the paintings is the girl that MJF divorced, or that's his ex-fiance who he split up with to get with Alicia Atout. And he goes, I'm a fan, but please leave me be, Dewey. And it's just like, bro, so you come back to Twitter to acknowledge The Rock and acknowledge the Mark thing of, oh, The Rock whipped Cody, and then you simp for your ex.
Right.
You acknowledge, like, that is the weirdest way for me, and I love MJF. Y'all know that. I'm like, get to WWE, please. But and I get it. He's the guy who's like, fuck it, I'll interact with Cena, I'll bring up Bruce Pritchard, and I'll bring up WWE and I get it. Oh, this is my way to get 42 likes. I'll like it. And that's his way to get in the cycle with The Rock. I get it, right? Because now I'm going to clip this and go, MJF goes at The Rock. The Rock hits up his girl or whatever. Not that clickbaity, but you guys know what I'm saying.
No,
but I get it.
Oh,
But the thing is he's going like, first you still like, it's just, this came across. I'm like, dude, right now AEW needs. And then people are going like, oh, what if he's going to show up at WrestleMania, or what if he's going to go to WWE, which he's not, guys. He signed with AEW, but AEW needs MJF's return to be like a, oh, thank fuck, or like, oh, he destroys this guy, because this is not a destroy. This is like, first you steal my glorious idea to lash Cody. It's like no one saw that in comparison to what The Rock just did. Like, especially you're just bringing up Cody, you're bringing up WWE. Now you try to cop art for my ex. And then it's like, dude, like, don't even bring her up. You know what I mean? Like, it just makes you seem like an underling, like Rock just cucked you, kind of. You know what I mean? But we love you, MJF, and we love you, The Rock, and I'm glad that happened. But goddamn, MJF. Hairline, your thoughts on that? I just wanted to share it with you. I don't know why. Your thoughts on that?
Well, Buddy Matthews, fucking MJF, same guy.
Oh no, same guy. I guess he says. My word, dude.
I'm over it, dude. Wow. Okay, God. Oh, why has he been silent this whole time? Like, God. It's just, man.
And then and then his first thing he comes is puts over this crazy shit WWE's doing. Right? And then he just simps over his ex-girl. Like, how is that the move to come back to X, where everyone's like, oh, he tweeted for the first time in a while? So while we're on the topic of The Rock and that, I wanted to just quickly show you a clip from The Tonight Show via @Fallon Tonight, Hairline. And this was great stuff. And I tweeted out on X, @ProWrestleTimes on X, I said, hey, look at The Rock giving Roman the seat next to Fallon, closest to Fallon. And those who know. Those who understand what he's doing, The Rock is putting Roman over there. Do you see this image, Hairline?
Yeah, it's dope.
For those who know, who get it in the entertainment biz, he gave Roman the seat closer to Fallon, and the whole time he's just getting Roman over. And this is what Rock has done. He's come back to WWE and he's been so selfless.
Well, here's a picture of you here. This is WrestleMania 29 with the Shield. Who's this gentleman here you're wrestling with?
Oh, what we call him nowadays? Pound emoji? Yeah. So that's Seth Rollins. He was a former chosen family member, but you know how that goes.
He's one of the two who are going to lay the smackdown on that candy ass this coming Saturday.
So it's Roman Reigns and The Rock versus Seth Rollins and Cody Rhodes. Now it's been a bloody past several weeks, I will say, by the way. It has been.
Blood has been shed.
Cody is trying.
We like the blood.
We got a blood corner up.
Yeah, they like that blood.
We like the blood.
Cody's trying to finish his story. That's what the thing. Cody's just trying to finish his story. Can you explain what that is and what people have to expect come this Saturday night?
I think Cody's reading the wrong book at this point, because nobody care. We don't care about his story. It's a funny thing, because you told me this a long.
It's just, look at how The Rock like sits him there next to Fallon, and then just get the whole interview. I watched the whole thing, like the whole each segment, or this. I think they went through one commercial break, I think, if I'm not mistaken. But The Rock just puts it all over. Like, the family explains the ties. He's like, yeah, Roman's a football guy, and also Roman Reigns is in EA Madden 24. Him and Burt Reynolds are like the celebrity cards you can get. So they're players, and Roman has like an overall 95 rating in Madden 24. And people who try and tell me Roman's not mainstream, and I'm like, he fucking is. Oh, he's not household. Not as much as The Rock, but he's household, bro. Like, girls love this fucking guy. And he said it on Pat McAfee. Hollywood came to him, and look, dude, he's in WWE 2K, but he's in their rival EA Sports' Madden fucking game. You know what I mean? Like Madden or EA wouldn't do a WWE game when they tried to do that deal with them. EA wouldn't do it. But now they're coming to Roman Reigns and going, "Oh yeah, can we get a Roman Reigns feature in our video game?" You guys you're tripping, man. He's a fucking huge name, man. I'm telling you.
Long time ago. In the wrestling business, there's no call sheet. There's no, you know, like he's number one, he's number two. So everybody in our roster believes they're number one. So it's just a Shark Tank. Everybody's trying to take each other out. And this guy's been chasing me for 2 years now. I've beaten him. We've crossed this bridge already. So this is where we close the book completely on this guy, Cody Rhodes, and we just display what the most powerful family in pro wrestling is all about. That's what this weekend for me is all. Yes. Yes.
You think that's what's going to go down?
Well, do I think that's what's going to go down? I know that's what's going
Sorry. I apologize.
And fucking shout out Jimmy Fallon, dude. He's a goat.
Right. He's okay.
He's never in no shit. He's not cringing people out like Jimmy Kimmel and fucking Colbert and these cringe lords, you know, cringing everyone out. He just does his shit. He's just good at his job and he's multi-talented.
I'm sure he's done something, but yes, continue.
Well, whatever. Like, but he's not out there
you have a guy named Cody.
He just keeps it real. He's just a talented dude who it's never really, you never hear, there's not like drama. All you see is sometimes people go, oh, he gets drunk and he'll be on the show with like a broken hand a couple times. That's happened. And people are like, yeah, he gets drunk and falls down and shit. And that's why he gets those injuries. And it's like, okay, that's just funny, you know?
Right. They're liking Cody Rhodes to Luke Skywalker. True. And I liken Seth Rollins to the Joker.
Boom, dude. Do you see what he just did? He just, to anyone, oh, you're not a wrestling fan. You're watching The Tonight Show. Oh, who are these characters we're fighting? This guy's kind of like Luke Skywalker, and this guy's kind of like the Joker. Boom. You instantly get the character kind of, you know, oh, okay. Really, okay. Like Luke Skywalker fighting his father, the Force, the lineage as well. The baby face, you know, Captain Do-Good. Like all that shit. Like The Rock he knows how to sell it. He knows how to sell the game, get everyone over.
So these guys.
What's Star Wars? I've never heard of that.
Guys are really unique, kind of crazy guys, but also at the end of the day, as my cousin was saying, there can only be one. And when there is only one, you have the tribal chief and you have the final boss. And when the final boss.
Okay, but look, that's a little tease too. For these two will end up fighting each other because there can only be one.
And so I have the pleasure of getting back into the ring. I've been working my ass off for the past 3. Thank you. Woo!
Yeah. Looking good, bud.
Working hard. He's been working with me, so we'll see what we're going to do, but I cannot wait. The whole idea, by the way, to bring us all together like this in Rome.
Anyways, man, everybody getting the rub with The Rock there. Shout all that out. WrestleMania coming up. That's why you're getting so much extra content. So, lastly, because Stand and Deliver, I guess, is going down Saturday during the day. So I have wrestling to watch all fucking day and night. I love it. It's phenomenal. So basically, let's talk about this NXT real quick. This is the go-home show before Stand and Deliver / WrestleMania. Who did this review here? Kevin Berg. So I'm not sure. But we have Gallows and Anderson versus LWO versus Fraser and Axiom. And Fraser and Axiom get the dub. Your thoughts, Hairline? This was a pretty solid match, but your thoughts?
Man, like, okay, so Fraser and Axiom have a dope entrance, and like, I guess it's really like
I didn't like it. So, like, I don't like it.
They feel like fucking like just some like an AEW faction in a way.
Yeah,
like
I don't like them together. Like the LWO should have won that, in my opinion. Sorry, you go ahead.
No, it's all good, Doug. I'm down to discuss. I feel okay. So in my opinion, I feel like these guys are like kind of like a forced tag team, but they have kind of found their like legs with it and like how to work with each other and make this work and whatnot. But I do completely agree with you. Why the fuck would we bury the LWO, especially like so close to the goddamn pay-per-view and whatnot? Like, oh yeah. So
we get so in all of NXT, there's a bunch of shit going on backstage. Okay, like it's all, the whole show is just character work. Kelly Kincaid interviews the winners, who probably to pull off the craziest offense at Stand and Deliver. Okay, excuse me. And then this, but I don't want to play this, but the crowd just felt like they weren't feeling the winners. Like, here, I'll kind of play this. They faced off with, because we expect these two guys to beat fucking Corbin and Breaker. It's like, nah, unless they do.
Who is gonna walk out?
Yeah, if you guys could just tell, the crowd was just dead.
Who is gonna?
They face off. No one gives a shit. Fallon Henley takes on JC Jane. They have their little factions going on. JC Jane's like, yeah, I used you, and I used you, Chase, you losers, and I blah, 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 blah. So now, like, Thea Hale's kind of trying to be like Fallon Henley, which I like. She has this sort of dependency thing where she kind of just tries to fit in with different people and doesn't just realize she needs to be herself. So I'm enjoying the character work now. Shawn Michaels fixed up my gripes with that whole situation. Solid match, you know what I mean? I guess for what it was. Jane is great. Henley's really good too. They obviously see some in her. Yeah, your thoughts on that?
Man, yeah, great facials like always. Just like she really gets, she's like I was saying last night with Roman. Thea capitalizes on her time on the fucking television. The match though itself, JC did great, bro.
She was
just
great.
like she gets. Oh, she was really good and perfect. It was perfect, like how I sent off Sting. But yeah, man, JC just like she's the future of the women's division. I'm telling you, dog.
Yeah,
She
man.
gets this shit.
And then when they go backstage, Ava Rain's sitting here, and it's funny. She's like a producer.
Pebbles?
We're supposed to believe. I wish they would, like, she comes out and goes like, I appoint Mr. Regal as my whatever. Like, I don't get, like, I don't like that they're sticking her in this office role, but then they can go like, no, it's part of the bloodline and The Rock works here. So it does work for me. Like, The Rock's on the board, so his daughter's got an office job. It's all going to come to that eventually, and you know that. And also the Bloodline guys are all teasing like, no, more Bloodline people are coming in and shit. So I don't know. I think it's about to get crazy. And we know that Tama Tonga's on his way, so the Tongans are going to get explained perhaps after, when The Rock and Roman split off. Then that's when they explain like, no, dude, here's the Tongan half of our family and shit. I don't know. It's going to get crazy. But either way, though, Ava stepping up and announces there's going to be a 6-woman tag match, and I just like that WWE's not shy. They're like, no, we all know. They come behind the curtain. It's Gorilla. Let's keep some drama going. You know what I mean? Like, do a little drama right behind the curtain. And so basically, they stuck these girls with JC Jane to learn how to get over. Right? Like, I don't even know who any of their names, but they're learning how to get over by being with her.
Oh yeah, Hottie 1, Hottie 2, and Hottie 4.
And then you look here, you got Thea Hale, who these girls are all getting pushed individually sooner than later, you know? Anyways, so Lexis King, if there's anything I miss backstage, just tell me when you jump in. Lexis King has a match with Von Wagner. I don't know, man. This is the first. Lexis King is great, but this is the first match like I just wasn't really into with him, and I was like, whatever. King wins, thank God. But Wagner, because I'm just not into Wagner and this like Robbie E shit or Mr. Stone. What are your thoughts?
It wasn't a D. Maybe a C plus at best. But
close enough. Yeah.
Okay, listen. Here's the whole thing, man. Is like I analyze everything when I watch this shit. The crowd was invested in this. There was people chanting "table." You know what I'm saying? And like, fucking Von Wagner is like not the greatest, but like he's gotten over with some of the fucking people there. So like, man,
yeah, it's a territory. They go there every week.
Well, okay, I'm just saying though, like, fucking,
oh my God,
if it was a D, would the crowd be reacting to the guy?
No, exactly.
Right.
No, you're right. And then up next, so Natalia's been spending time in NXT, just like coaching women behind the scenes, and she's been in there able to mix it up with Lola Vice. And they actually had Natalia beat Lola Vice, which I really didn't like, but it makes sense if you think about the hierarchy of things. Like Lola, they can't just monster push her right away. Her only loss was like in key matches, you know, like against high champ level people. So And then Natalya, who's just like a goat. I don't care. What does she call herself? The boat or whatever. But either way, Lola Vice takes on Carmen Petrovich with Natalya. Shout out Let It Go in the Discord. She loves Carmen Petrovich, so shout her out. Lola and Carmen fight. They also fought in that tournament, I believe. I think Lola beat Carmen. And Lola gets the win and is like hurting girls. And Natalya is in the ring there, and I like that she's getting involved with that. I would love to see I saw Jordan Grace and Chelsea Green throwing barbs back and forth on X, and hopefully apparently the news not broke, but there's news came out today that TNA and WWE are still in talks, that there could be some crossover stuff. So I'd love to see Natalya go just like do a match in TNA on a pay-per-view. That'd be awesome somewhere in Canada. Lola Vice doing the sharpshooter, as you see here, mocking Natty. They're going to have a match. But sharpshooters her. And then the moment that went viral, like, look at Lola Vice. She just owns her. First off, she's always selling. Like, she's always selling a body part, like, whether it's her mouth. Like, see, she got hit in the lip. She starts dancing. She's a shooter, mind you. You know, she owns her sexiness. That's good. But the part that went viral was like Natalya's in the ring. It's not here, but Natalya's in the ring, like checking on Petrovich. And then Lola's just standing there, like shaking her ass, like just staring them down. And the way the fucking, I don't know. It reminded me of like some Bad Girls Club shit. Like she just beat this girl down and then is like fucking twerking on her. Not twerking, but it's just fucking funny, man. Your thoughts on this? You already know I love Lola Vice. This wasn't her best match, but Petrovich is steps behind her, I would say, as far as like skill wise. But yeah, your thoughts.
Again, fuck this guy. C+ is too fucking low, man.
Yeah, because they did a lot of good character stuff there. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, dude. Right. You were popping just now. Right.
Yeah.
God, who is? Okay, my bad. I'm fucking dwelling too hard on this guy.
No, it's okay.
Yeah, no, solid match, man. And I'm excited for Lola versus Natty down the road. So it's gonna be great.
Yeah, she's gonna get a win back. 50-50 book. So Lyra Valkyria delivers physical statement to Roxanne Perez. So Valkyria showed up a few times, and they're building up to her versus Roxanne. Roxanne's heel shit at first I was not feeling. It was shaky. Now it's really getting over with me. Lyra getting less over with me. Every
like
time
Roxanne?
Roxanne, when she started healing, it was shaky. I wasn't fully into it, right? I was like, she's not confident. I'm not feeling this. But then, dude, it's getting over with me now. Like whatever, she just started coming into it. So I love it. But then Lyra is just, she gets less over with me every time. She's talking backstage. It's so cheesy. She's just so cheesy delivering her dialogue, her written dialogue. I don't fuck with it. But I don't know. Their match will be good. Like, we know their match is going to be solid. And then we also had this, I know you marked out for the Supernova sessions because they came out and talked. Yeah, Noam Dar and this, these metaphor guys are just awesome. I hope this goes to the main roster sooner rather than later. But
real quick on that, it's like if you don't like these, like if you don't like metaphor, it's like it's because you don't get it. You know what I'm saying? Not to be like that guy, but I don't know.
So I want your thoughts on basically just the Lyra Roxanne buildup, and then I want your thoughts on this segment here. Yeah,
can we play parts of it?
Sure, I'll play it because Roxanne actually got Lyra got color, I believe. Roxanne bopped her in the nose here, or in the mouth.
Sudden, unexpected, and shocking. Kind of like when you won the title to begin with.
She's so cheesy. It's just knockoff Becky Lynch, but like worse.
Sudden, unexpected, and shocking. Oh, but it's not okay when Lola does it, but it's fine for Roxanne. Am I right?
It's just like whatever. I don't. Yeah.
Stop talking like you know me because you don't. Okay. You've been riding high as the #1 woman in NXT for the past 6 months.
She can't talk either, though, man.
I know. I know.
Just basically thank fuck for fucking Noam Dar and metaphor.
Yeah, Noam, you're gonna have to go out there and save this segment. All right, buddy.
Michaels, listen, pal.
Yeah. All right, you're gonna have to just go out there and save the segment today, okay, bud?
I'll make sure you do. I'm gonna knock you off your high horse and watch you fall all the way down.
They're both cringe. Yeah, I just thank God they both can work. Otherwise, like this ain't that's going nowhere. But yeah, someone gets punched. I think we see some blood. Obafemi, who's over as fuck. Joe Gacy comes out and just lets Obafemi murder him. Now, the ref called the match off. Was that a shoot? They worked it well to where I was like, what's going on? But I think they worked it, but
yeah, they did. Because he's gonna he goes back by Pebbles and he asks for a match. So it's like they're on the pre-show for fucking NXT pay-per-view.
Okay, so yeah, and Obafemi's just super mega over, and then Sean Spears is involved. He's doing great character work on NXT. Your thoughts on all that?
Wakanda is fucking forever, bud. Never ends. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna end. You're gonna end. PWT will end. Wakanda's gonna keep going.
Wakanda's forever. Yeah.
Facts. Anyways, I don't know, man. Fucking. I get Gacy's kind of starting to get over with me, but it's like
it's just cringe Moxley.
Yeah, well, it's like he's putting like okay, so like God, I'm not trying to be that guy, but he's out of shape, and so he's out of shape, and on top of it, he's taking all these crazy bumps. So I don't know how the longevity of this,
And they had him training on that NXT Next Gen. He was like in the ring on bump day, like. He was like the guy in there doing bumps, showing them how to do it. I'm like, dude, this guy's wasn't he a deathmatch guy? This guy's bump cards fucking used up probably by now. But no, he's still going.
He used to tag with Alex Colon.
So Ariana Grace versus Ren Sinclair. Now Ren Sinclair, just a great look. I've been putting her over since AEW, back at Dark Elevation. I think she appeared on a couple Dynamite. She was with Jade Cargill and stuff. And I've been putting her over for a long time. A great look, and yeah, I don't know. Like she knows how to work so well. Like I think she's giving girls the rub. Like she's gonna go so far so quick in WWE because she's already so good at such a young age. Whatever. Ariana Grace. I mean, it's not totally my thing, but whatever. And then we had Blair Davenport and Sol Ruca. Everyone loves Sol Ruca. She just came back from an injury. She gets the win over Davenport. Your thoughts on those matches?
Fucking Sol Ruca was super impressive, man.
Yeah, she's insane. Like that's what they like. Look at this shit. Boom. And then she does like the inverted flip cutter. Yeah, dude. She's like the future of women's wrestling right here. Like, look at this.
Bro.
That's crazy. And it's just innovative and it's I don't know. Your thoughts on those matches though.
I'm in fucking NXT's killing it right now.
Yeah.
So like I guess I'm going back to my go-to here. It's all about capitalizing the few minutes you get of television time, and she sure as fuck did.
Mm-hmm. And so at some point in the night, a car pulls up like mafioso style and is like, Dragunov, get in the car. Blah, 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 blah. You got to go face to face. Do you think D'Angelo's taking the title off Dragunov and Dragunov goes main roster? That's what everyone's saying.
Yeah, absolutely. But the real question here is what fucking mafia movies or what is Shawn Michaels currently obsessed with that this is like?
This one's Casino, I think. No, just kidding.
I have to admit,
is symbolic of
Tony, last week
since the end.
This was awesome.
Of your title reign.
Tony, nothing will stop me.
While the whole world's watching.
I think Dragunov needs to go main roster. I think that's just like he's got to go when they go to Berlin and stuff, even though he's like Russian or whatever. And then we have the main event is Trick Williams and Carmelo Hayes. Dude, how over was Trick? How over was this segment? Like Melo has great heat, but dude, Trick, like come on.
Man. So like the whole thing about wrestling, you know what I'm saying, is that you need to weave the reality of like the truth in there, So like example here, Matt Hardy and fucking Edge and Lita. You know what I'm saying? That was real. You know, this felt real. You know what I'm saying? This felt like two former homies just fucking gunning at each other and fucking.
Yeah, man. And then you think about, like, I don't know, they built up this Stand and Deliver so good. You have a big you have the North American title on Obafemi getting a monster push. Everyone's intrigued by that. Then you have a solid women's match. Like, that match is going to be great. It'll be great. And they did give it lots of story. Just those girls are cringe. But then you have this big money match with no belt on the line. Then you got Dragunov and D'Angelo. Like, they just set it up so smart, you know? Like, it's Shawn Michaels is doing brilliant work.
Both be happy.
This stuff was brilliant. Trick's just money. He's just the future, and he's so goddamn over. It's not even funny.
Hard time because I used to call my brother.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Shout out NXT. I'm pumped for Stand and Deliver, man. Your final thoughts on NXT?
Yeah, it was a good go home show, man. Again.
Word, bruv. PWT is back. So, guys, yeah, this episode's a little messy and all over the place. It's going to be edited and stitched together. It's one of our infamous Frankenstein episodes. Frankenstein. So, like, Hairline, we're going to have to cut a second outro, I think, but this is still episode 57. I'll probably just leave this in the show. What happened was we reviewed a bunch of shit, and then I got sick. Great. Right, for WrestleMania, which is awesome. Yeah, it's great. But then, which is all good. So then I didn't upload that, which was like an hour-long show that Hairline and I did where we just reviewed like everything from this week of the WrestleMania week, like Raw and stuff. And we decided, fuck it, man. The kickoff show for WrestleMania starts in about 45 minutes. So why don't we just hop on and talk about Stand and Deliver and talk about the Hall of Fame and talk about SmackDown and you know, the rest of the stuff that's sort of come out and been going on. So this I might sound way sicker than I did 20 minutes ago if you're listening to this pod in full, and that's because we're starting it anew, somewhat. So Hairline, I guess we'll just jump into the swing of things. Moving along, as I do. So Hairline, earlier in the show. Man, do I sound bad or do I sound okay? I feel like shit.
You sound like Okada.
You know, Hairline. Yeah, I was supposed to attend like a movie premiere tonight too, and then I realized like it landed on the same night as WrestleMania, and I went, yeah, something came up. Sorry, fucking movie that I'm supposed to be at because fucking, you know what I mean? Sorry, everyone. Something came up. It's fucking WrestleMania. Yeah, I'm the guy in the fucking Knuckles costume in the audience at WrestleMania. I'm that guy, actually. That's actually me. So everyone knows I'm trying to
thought that was Paul Nolan.
Yeah. No, it's yeah. He's writing us a report right now. No, but yeah.
Yep.
So Hairline, earlier in the show, aka yesterday, we talked about how Tony Khan fired the boys. He released them, and then we read their statement saying, "Oh, there's more to come." Well, Hairline, I have that more to come.
Do we need an update soundbite?
Yeah, we have an update. Well, no, we don't have an update.
Yeah,
we need one. Let's give it a bruv. Yeah, some dude in the comments like, "Man, I love the content, but seriously, get rid of the horn." He's like, "Oh, it'll blow my ears out for real." Like, fuck it. I'm like, "Yeah, just don't."
Okay,
Unsubscribe.
From this moment forward, the pod strictly caters to that one guy.
Yeah, it's just like I was like, "You're the only guy to ever say that, dude. The horn's hilarious since like episode 1." So, anyways, pardon my nasty grieveling, nasty coughs. Here, where are we? So the boys, man, they responded to Tony Khan, Brandon and Brent. Now they took a bunch of screen grabs from both of them. So they're twins that it appears they live together. I'm gonna assume. I don't know. But they have posted screenshots, like both of their perspectives of screenshots of the conversation of what went down, and like basically Tony Khan said, "Oh, they never showed up. They never showed up to a couple shows," and they have receipts. they have received, and then they were told that they were fired for budget cuts, right? And we're just sitting there saying, like, man, budget cuts. Like, first off, so we didn't really touch on this earlier, but the boys right now are in an angle where their custody is being wrestled over at the pay-per-view, Dalton Castle versus John Morrison, and the winner gets like custody of the boys, and Tony Khan fires them. Like, they're a part of one of the only storylines going on. And the other thing is that they launched this web series called Johnny Loves Taya, and it's Taya Valkyrie and John Morrison, and they have like a sitcom, and the boys are a part of that. That's where this whole Dalton Castle thing plays into it, you know? So they invest all this time and energy, one of their only stories going into Supercard of Honor, and fucking he just releases the two boys. So, and then in the match itself, which we're going to get into, literally, it's like Tony Khan is, he doesn't know, I don't want to say he's a bad guy, but I don't want to say that, but he truly is a, he lacks self-awareness. He's a disrespectful millennial type. He's older than me, and I guess I'm technically a millennial. He's like 10 years older than I am. But it's just like, he's just entirely unaware, bro. But anyway, so we're going to get into that. But the whole thing with the budget cuts is, you guys run 18,000 seat arenas and 2,000 people show up. So, like, I'm not saying, oh, like we talked about it on the show. Oh, yeah, they're cutting like lower tier talent and guys that, you know, the money is, it's nothing compared to like the top guys. And so it's like, what really is the budget you're saving? Like, Tony, run a smaller building and then you can afford the boys, you know?
Right. Yeah, right. He's not being logical.
Right. And Tony Khan, I had him saying, I had a quote of him here. I don't think so via Wrestling Observer, Tony Khan says, I spent more than I'd planned going into this year on AEW and ROH. So that's his quote from the Wrestling Observer. So, like, just reaffirming, like, hey, we hate to be right, or do we? PWT, we're always right about this shit. Like, we told y'all, man, he's overspending. And then why is he clearing this little bit of money up? Well, because he's got to try and bring the Motor City Machine Guns in. And that's, you know, and he thinks these guys are, what are they going to do? He's going to hire the Motor City Machine Guns, and they're going to be in ROH in 2 weeks, man. So it doesn't matter, Tony. But anyways, like, can I just, I'm going to show you, I'm already ranting and jumping ahead because it's so ridiculous. But here, I just want to show you what the boys came with receipts, man. And truly, Tony Khan lied about why he's budget cuts and they didn't show up to shows. A complete fabrication. It's not that they no-showed. It's a whole issue over rental cars and stuff like this. And listen, and the thing is funny because Jack Perry, someone made the joke. They're like, yeah, AEW doesn't work with rental cars unless it's Jack Perry smashing the windows of them. And so I'm going to read this to you, but people are now blaming the Tate twins and are like, oh, what? AEW is the only company where the boss has to hold people's hand through travel and stuff like that, dude. And it's like, now again, the AEW fanatic stands showing that they blame the talent. They tried to blame Giulia, who's trending right now, who WWE already made look like $1 million. They blame they start talking shit on, they even were trashing Okada for a minute there when it seemed like he was going to WWE. They can't help but trash the talent. They don't actually. They go, oh, tribalist E-drones. Dude, AEW are the biggest E-drones ever, man, because they just drone the 3 letters. Like, they don't care about shit else. But anyways.
We care about stars.
For real, man, and that's what we're going to talk about in a minute, too, because the star rating, you got people backstage. We're gonna show you, man. Anyways, so here's the boys. One of the boys, Brandon or Brent. Sorry, I'm going to mix you two up. You're interchangeable, but you deserve better. So basically, sorry, that's the wrong one. We jumped ahead. Basically, like, it's hard to even know where to start. So here's their statement saying, we had planned to stay quiet publicly about our release to take nothing away from the biggest show of the year for ROH and Supercard tonight out of respect to the locker room that will be on the card. I'm paraphrasing here because this grammar is awful. Due to Tony's comments and the numerous fans, media outlets, friends, and coworkers that have reached out to us, this isn't an option for us anymore. We want to apologize to the ROH fans and the AEW fans that were invested in the storyline, and we're expecting the both of us to be there.
Gentlemen.
No shit. With so many fans wanting answers, in addition to numerous people that have voiced their comments at the thought of us really just no-showing on some of the biggest opportunities of our lives, due to Tony Khan's statement, here it is. On Monday, April 1st, we were contacted by management, accompanied by HR, on a call to inform us of our release due to budget cuts. At that time, we raised concerns and repeatedly questioned if the release was due to the travel issues. We were repeatedly and adamantly assured that this was not the case and based solely on budget cuts. So right there, the two twins are saying, dude, we even brought it up to them. Like, and I'll get into the travel shit, and they show emails about what this issue was. So they went to AEW and were like, dude, are we cut because of the travel thing? We're so sorry. We didn't mean to cause a stink over this. This was some bullshit. It was just a miscommunication, blah, 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 blah. And then Tony Khan went out publicly, though, and was like, oh, no, we released the boys because they no-showed shows. But they're sitting here going, no, dude, there was a travel thing, and we even apologized. And then we were fucking told, no, this is solely budget cuts. Nothing to do with the travel. So then Tony goes out and just lies. So there you go, man. It's fucked up. But anyways, since Tony's statement, we reached out yesterday providing the specific details, asking for Tony to clear this up. We have gotten no response. Unfortunately, in the court of public opinion, for a lot of people commenting, it's assumed that we are guilty from the one man's words until we now have to prove we are not. So my brother and I were told that we would be included in the story through Supercard, and there were plans for us to be with John and Taya leading up to the show. We were asked to pitch several ideas for ourselves, insinuating we would get the opportunity to show that we can wrestle more in the future. On March 16th, our scheduled date following Dalton losing custody for the first time in our history of flying in North America, previously with Sinclair ROH and now Tony Khan's ROH, our travel was booked out of Nashville instead of our home airport of Knoxville. So what he's saying is, for the first time ever, for March 16th, for our first time ever in North America flying under all of the old ROH management and now Tony Khan's management. So even with Tony Khan, up until this point, we've always been flown out of Knoxville, Tennessee, not Nashville. Out of nowhere on March 16th, AEW's booking them to fly out of Nashville for the first time ever, like under Sinclair, under Tony Khan, just out of nowhere. Oh, yeah, you guys are flying out of Nashville instead of Knoxville, your hometown. And then he goes on to say this. Yeah, the screenshots of this interaction with management and travel, including the times, are in the comments. We're now forced to release this info along with the screenshot proof to keep people from putting us down on social media or on this evening's show. We understand that putting this out is detrimental to our careers, but our back is against the wall on this. And it was either because really, like, what was Tony Khan doing? Burying the boys so NXT doesn't scoop them? Oh, they don't show up. They're unreliable. What was he doing? Why would he say that about them?
And watch. I'm not a clown. Would a clown do this?
Yeah, dude. And it's so fucked, man. So they're classy. They just go on to say, we want to thank every fan who's reached out and made your voices heard, as well as the locker room who have reached out and know the truth as well. So like the locker room knows, man, this is a fucking shit show, goofball fucking clown parade, dude. I'm fucking done, you know? I'm fucking done. Like, AEW's done to me. Like, I if you can't tell, like, oh, you're a shill. Yeah, I fucking am. You know, like, I just don't care anymore. Like, it's just such Bush League. It's just Bush League. You know what I'm saying, Hairline? It's just Bush League. We can't.
Right.
So
you're right, dude.
Yeah, so it's just fucking gross. You just feel gross. Like, look at these emails here. So here's the emails and text now. Now I'll do my best to like paint this narrative and this picture for you, because these messages are all over the fucking place, right? Like they both posted all of their screen grabs, so it's weird. So hey, this is on March 12th. Hey, blank, the travel person, right? This is Brandon and Brent. We were wondering if we were booked on Collision/ROH this weekend because we haven't gotten our flight info yet. Thanks. This is on a Tuesday. AEW management goes, I'll ask. Okay, thank you. Tate Twins. So Brent then messages, hey, we just received emails about driving to Nashville for flights. So like, look at how, hey, this is us and we're wondering if we're booked on this show. I'll ask, ... Who's running the travel? How about you be a little more professional and peppy and happy to hear from fucking talent?
The Young Bucks guy?
Yeah,
right?
It's the Young Bucks' guy. Like, oh, we're and guess who gets over? Guess who's super over? Dalton Castle and the boys.
Oh yeah, guess what?
And guess who gets buried? Anyone who gets over on their own. Fucking
I'll show them.
Yeah, dude. So okay, thank you, the Tate Twins. So then Wednesday, the next day, they send a text saying, hey, blank, we just received emails about driving to Nashville for flights, and we've never flown out of there before because it's 3 hours away. We have an airport in Knoxville that's 15 minutes from us. And then the other person tweets in, now they shouldn't have said this because I think this is where Tony gets offended by this because I'm the greatest booker in the world. So the other one says, even the old Ring of Honor never had to fly out of Nashville. Never had us fly out of Nashville. So one of them, they shouldn't have messaged that. It sucks that you got to tiptoe around egos, but these guys go, even the old ROH never had us fly out of Nashville. They shouldn't have said that.
Click, run that.
Because that's what struck his ego the wrong way, I promise you. So we move along here. Okay.
Not a clown. I don't care what they say.
So reach out. So then AEW goes, reach out to your travel person and ask them why that's happening. That's their response. Reach out to your travel person and ask them why that's happening. Like, what? You know what I mean? Like, AEW, why don't you ask them why that's happening? Because it's you who made that call. Okay, we just did. Thank you. Hey, blank, we are getting texts from people asking if we are at the venue. We told travel as soon as you told us to fix our flights, and she said she would send us new flights. We stayed up until midnight Thursday and still haven't received anything. Brandon and I both have had our bags packed since Wednesday, so they didn't receive new flights, right?
This is fucked.
Dude, this is so messy and just unprofessional. Imagine NXT with Giulia and Rossy Ogawa. Oh yeah, tell them to call your travel guy about NXT. Figure it out. So then the AEW texts them back and goes, okay, guys, I just got off the phone with travel. My understanding is that because Ottawa is a difficult airport to get in and out of, they tried to save $800 per ticket by having you go out of Nashville. Understandable, but why isn't anyone just explaining this to them? I see your point about being asked to drive 3 hours. So what y'all got to understand is Nashville's 3 hours from Knoxville. They didn't want to drive the extra 3 hours. They're like, we don't want to do that. And they explain why. And like, who would want to? I get like, pay your dues, but this is more of like Tony. They're used to just Tony shilling out the fucking money. Do you know what I mean? Like everyone there is used. So they're like, no, why would I drive 3 hours and hop a plane? Tony will just pay for it. But also, you're talking about the Knoxville airport. Like, that's why it's there. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's why it's there. So that's why they live there, you know, because it's a prime area to travel around the country. So, I mean, it's a little ridiculous, but anyways, people are filing in for Mania here at the Homestead. Okay. Yeah, it's going to be a fun time here. I can't wait to get some booze. Babe, go get me booze. I'm sick, but I need booze. So they go, I see your point about being asked to drive 3 hours to a different airport, but did anyone specify something? So there's more to this message we're not seeing anyways, though. Then they respond and go, blank said she would send us flight options shortly. I didn't hear from her. So now the Tates are responding like, yeah, what you're saying we know, and they said they would send us flight options, but they didn't. I didn't hear from her, so I texted from my phone about seats and didn't get a text back. I also emailed her on Sunday or Monday about hotels and seats for the flight and didn't get an email back. So they're like, yeah, we know what you're saying. They're just not getting back to us. You know what I mean? So, like, this is just messy and trash. Like, what the fuck is going on with these people? So,
yeah, it is.
And then they go on to say, we never heard back if we were booked and figured since nobody got back to us from travel that we weren't booked again this weekend also. That's why we just asked if we were booked until Supercard weekend just to avoid all of this. Like, we just flat out asked, are we going to be booked anytime from now till Supercard? Like a month out. Tony doesn't know what he's doing. Less than a month. Supercard was last night. The 5th or 6th. Yeah, the 5th. This is March 16th. Tony doesn't know if he's got these guys booked for TV and shit. Up and like, what a goof. What a goof. And so Nashville wouldn't have been an issue for that one day. But with NCAA basketball tournament and St. Pat's Day weekend being in Nashville last minute would have been an issue already. That's why we always reach out the Sunday, Monday before the shows. Like, they have to explain this, man. Like, that's why we reach out way before. And then look, you just see like, hey, just checking to see if you heard anything about us being at the shows this weekend. So they back up that they asked. And then AEW goes, oh, there's no Collision taping this weekend. You'll probably be booked for London, Ontario, though. I don't know. There's no taping this week. You'll probably
give you a booking.
And then they go, hey, so this is on the 25th. Oh, you'll probably be booked then. So on the 25th, they go, hey, just checking to see if we were booked this weekend, which would be the 30th, right? So there's no confusion on our end, and so we can plan our weekend accordingly. Thank you. AEW, as of now, no. Okay, we'll be on lookout. Thank you for always getting back to us. So they're being super polite and cordial. These people are being assholes, and it's like a per call. Like, Tony Khan wants to pay these guys so that they're per call and like so that they're on call. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, he wants people that he can pay like per appearance and just, oh, if I call you, you better be there, even if you could take indie bookings and actually make a living. And that's what Conrad Thompson shed light on with Eric Bischoff. But before I get into that, I'd like to take a minute to sell you some car insurance. No, but But Conrad Thompson pointed out, he's like, we know, because we know people who work there. Some of these people hired by Tony are per appearance as well. So he pays them fat, but it's like, it's only like, that's like Slim J. Like, he took a deal where he signed with AEW, but he only got paid when he's used, and then he's just never used, you know. And Slim J came out and said, yeah, my gimmick was shit, and I know that. He's like, I'm not a rich guy, and Tony wanted me to act like a rich guy. You know, so look at this, like, just, hey, you'll probably be on this show. Hey, so are we going to be on that show? As of now, no. So, like, on Friday, are we going to know if we're on the show? Like, how do we know when we're on the show so we know where we got to drive and be and fly to and where we got to book a hotel? And then there was some, it's fucking nuts. And then there's something else about, we did tell whoever that we couldn't do that flight. That's why she responded and told us she would send us other flight options. That's what we were waiting for. We have also been told numerous times to get approved for rentals because they got onto us about getting a rental without asking. So this was the whole thing too. They told them, so I like in one of these texts, they go, yo, you had, okay, this is like the final thing basically, but, hey, just checking to see. Okay, so we covered that. Basically what happens is they're like, yo, we have shitty cars right now and we don't want to drive them 3 hours. Like, our car is bad. We don't want to drive for 3 hours. So we usually get a rental. And then, they're like, but we wanted to get confirmation to get a rental first, right? So Tony Khan obviously pays for the rentals. It was cool. But not if you're the boys. No, fuck you. But he's like, yeah, so we wanted to ask about a rental first. And then they gave him shit. They're like, because so this is what they said. They're like, we have also been told numerous times to get approved for rentals first because they got on our asses about getting rentals without asking. Because AEW was like, oh, if your car's shitty, you should have got a rental and brought in the receipt and you'd be reimbursed. you know? And then here's the other twin going, has anyone spoke to whatever about our travel conversation this week? Like they're sitting there going like, dude, has anyone even talked to travel about what's going on? And then AEW goes, we're all going to have a discussion the next time you're on TV. That will be good. Are we expected to be in Canada next week? Hold, I'm exploring this now. Like they don't even know. Yeah, next time you're on TV, we'll have to talk about this. Okay, well, when are we on TV? I don't know. And then they're like, well, we were told don't just rent a car because we got in shit last time we did that. And then the final days. Yeah, sorry.
Well, one second. What I'm seeing here is it's throughout Tony's day and like his various snorts he does. You know what I'm saying? So like, oh, you know, I've done 3 bumps and they need to get their own car. It's okay. And then after he starts coming down, he's all like, oh yeah, no, next time we'll just provide it. It's good. Bring in the receipt.
Yeah, it's stupid, man. And then basically the nail in the coffin was like AEW saying you had flights going from Nashville, so you were booked. Like, okay. If you had but like they asked, are we actually booked? Like, that's not even what they asked. That's what's so stupid about this response. But if you had gotten a rental, you could have sent in the receipt and gotten reimbursed. The flights from Knoxville were 2 stops and more expensive, which is why they tried Nashville for this trip. Yeah, we know. They know. You guys should have at least let someone know you weren't going to get on the Nashville flight so they could have canceled them in time. And then that's when the Tates go, we fucking did tell them we couldn't do that flight. That's why they told us they'd get us other flights. You know what I'm saying, Hairline? Like, it's just Bush.
I don't know, man. Like, Tony's really fucking falling apart here.
Dude,
like,
it's
over
Bush
the past
League.
weeks.
Yeah, man. And we're going to get into more of that. It's Bush League amateur hour. So shout out the boys. Like, I fucking feel for them too. I'm surprised they didn't smack a young buck, you know? And then fucking Tony Khan got caught lying about it. Like they didn't show up. Did they not show up? Or are you a fucking Mark who doesn't have, you have fucking Matt and Nick Jackson's friend, their next door neighbor, fucking doing your travel, leaving CM Punk at the fucking on the tube in London. So then we move ahead to Supercard of Honor. And I guess we're transitioning here to other wrestling that's been going on this weekend that I just want to touch briefly on. So here's Supercard of Honor, where the boys were supposed to be booked on this show. And this is what Tony Khan, so the boys were supposed to be a part of this, and he decides, oh yeah, I know, I'll book this. We don't need the boys. I'll do the, yeah. Like watch this and tell me, first off, who are all these fat, schlubby, fucking whack, nothing, fucking ass wrestlers? I could do a better dive. And the boys were supposed to be a part of this spot, and they're supposed to be a part of this angle in this pay-per-view. He smears them, and then he does this right here. Like, how much did it cost Tony to have all of these jobber fucking nobodies? Look at this. So one runs in. Oh, that's not even slow-mo. Did you see that, Hairline? That's not even
awful, dude.
That's not even slow-mo, and that's John Morrison. Like, making sure this jobber doesn't fucking die doing this stupid shit. And watch how many come out, though. That's not the spot. Watch this spot. So you're telling me he released the boys because budget cuts, then say they no-show, and then this is what he books on the pay-per-view. Okay. That's terrible. Watch another one, Hairline. Oh, here's 2 boys. I had to fire the other ones. John Morrison standing there. Worse. Did you see how bad that dive was? Then a third one comes out. Watch this one.
Like, they're not giving it enough time to
look at that. Look at this.
The pacing. Okay. So the first 2 guys came in enough for fucking Morrison to recover. But like, now
Who are these guys? Who are these guys? Look at this.
Morrison's got like no recovery time.
What the fuck, man? Oh my god.
The stage boy.
Man. What is this? So like he fired the 2 boys and then hired 17 random boys. Like, couldn't you just done this spot with the 2 boys and not paid all these guys? Oh, budget cuts. Hires 15 fat schlubs who almost die on fucking Johnny TV's. You know what I'm saying, dude? And then another one comes up. Look at that.
Like, this one's the best.
Like one of them could have fucking hurt him. John Morrison, like a real star, like a real guy, you know?
Right.
And poor Dalton Castle. Like poor fucking Dalton, man. So then he shoots him out. Whatever. This is
That was
like,
awful.
do you know what I mean, man? Do you know what I mean? Real sports-based wrestling. Real sports-based wrestling. Sports-based. It's real. It's sports-based. Like, go fuck yourself. You know what I mean? It's just, and then here's Kyle Fletcher, who came out all painted up like a fucking, like a goofball.
Yeah, he's a pretty big goof.
In his match, and he was getting over with me, and now he's not. And then here's what he had to say. Here's what the fuck he has to say. Okay? Just, I'm disgusted. Listen to this.
Tony came up to me, he said, there's a very...
So Tony came up to me and he said, now this is what Tony came up and said to this kid, and this is what this kid responded.
Tony came up to me, he said, there's a very few number of matches on American television that have had 5 stars from Dave Meltzer. Whatever you think about the rating system, I think that's, for me, a huge deal.
That's exaggerated. There's tons of American 5-star matches.
Tony
They all feature
Khan.
Kenny Omega and Will Ospreay.
See, dude, this is what they talk about backstage. Tony Khan goes up to Kyle Fletcher, okay, while the Hall of Fame's going on and Paul Heyman's giving the greatest Hall of Fame induction speech of all time. And Kyle Fletcher went out there and fought who? Who'd he fight? I don't even know. And Tony Khan goes up to him and goes backstage and says,
I didn't watch this crap.
bro, I turned it on. Listen, Tony Khan goes up to him backstage and says, there's very few Meltzer 5-star matches in America, and this could be one of them. And Fletcher goes, I know some people think the ranking systems are dumb, but I consider that a very high honor. That's what they want, bro. That's what they want. It's Tony Khan is literally seeking Meltzer validation. Like, this shit's a joke.
Isn't that exactly what Punk said? Isn't that exactly what Punk said? Is they
it's
just care about good
exactly
matches,
this just
they don't care about money?
validated. This just validated exactly what CM Punk said. It's just people there. They want 5 stars from Dave. That's all they care about. They don't care about nothing else, man. And it's just gross. It's just gross and it's goofy. Yeah, let's move off of that. So you didn't watch any Supercard of Honor, did you?
No, I haven't watched Ring of Honor since it was like,
Yeah, don't waste your time.
Pre Tony Khan.
Don't waste your time. And so I guess as we talk about Dave Meltzer, we'll give one of these. Our Clip Channel subscribers. Yeah, our Clip Channel subscribers will appreciate this. This is per Dave Meltzer said what? It's a quick one. He just contradicts himself. So CM Punk, so Wrestling Observer goes, CM Punk did a lengthy interview with Ariel Helwani where he talked extensively about AEW with really only the brawl after All Out, the only subject he didn't. Listen to bro, this is their written fucking website. You guys, God, as a writer, I take great offense to this. I cannot stand it, guys. Okay?
Oh, Batman.
I've written for fucking magazines, digital magazines, websites. I've written for tons of them.
Flex on him.
Paid handsomely to do so. Yeah, and listen to this subject, bro. This subject. Yes, Dave is my subject. He's my little fucking, I'm just studying this guy to try and understand. Like, this is like studying fucking Ted Bundy. Fucking lunatic. Listen to this sentence here. CM Punk did a lengthy interview with Ariel Helwani where he talked extensively about AEW with really only the brawl after All Out, the only subject he didn't go into. With really only the brawl after All Out, the only subject he didn't go into. What the fuck are you talking? Jesus Christ. Anyways, but even there, he claimed that the NDA that he signed was not there for anything he. But even there, he claimed that the NDA that he signed was not there for anything he did wrong. So like there and there mean two different things in one sentence to Dave. That's not writing. You're not allowed to do that. Like, you know what I mean? I'm so sorry. But even there, so in the interview, he claimed that the NDA that he signed was not there. So Dave, say in place, because there then means like there in his contract, like there in the fucking situation. You're using there in two different. Ugh. Anyways, for anything he did wrong, this is Dave saying this. I thought he came off well as far as demeanor. Definitely made AEW and Tony Khan, Adam Page. Definitely made AEW and Tony Khan, Adam Page, and Jack Perry look bad. Dave, the sentence is definitely made AEW, Tony Khan, Adam Page, and Jack Perry look bad. That's how you write it. There's not two ands in one sentence like that when you're listing things.
Yeah, dude, he doesn't understand apostrophes or any of that shit, though.
Bro, this shit is so he doesn't.
It's fucked, dude. Okay, you know, I'm sorry to like side tangent, but like you know how like they have like lawyers react to music videos? We need like English majors react to Dave Meltzer.
Oh, we should do that. Oh my god, dude. I don't have a major or anything like that, you know. So
yeah, that's what I'm saying. But like, let's find someone and like let's throw them $50 to come on a pod or something. And,
legitimately,
like, you know
and just have them break this shit down. That's such a good idea, man. That's such a good idea. And Eric Bischoff said it. He's like, for a guy who seems to study everything, why don't you study writing? Jesus fuck, man. Like, why don't you study writing, bro? Anyways, I thought he came off well as far as demeanor. Okay, blah blah blah. Definitely made them look bad. Punk somehow blamed the media for him going off on the Young Bucks and Page at the scrum before the brawl, and then talked about how such scrums he thinks are stupid. This is I can't even read this. And made a snide remark about me. Yes, saying the goof who gives 5 stars. Fuck yeah, dude.
Dummy, yeah.
That was obviously me, and Batman doesn't think I do bad. Ask the UFC fans; they think I'm great.
The goof who gives 5 stars. He somehow blamed the media for him going off on the Bucks. Yeah, it was your guys' bad. So then this is what Meltzer says. What, pardon me, highlighted. There was no AEW response to the interview, and the reaction among talent was to say nothing. Tony Khan was asked about it, but didn't want to comment on it. Know it. Few people said, like, no one's even proofreading this or editing it. No one's putting it through fucking spell check. Do you know what I mean? Like, he's not even running a spell check on this shit. It's it's a slap in the face to like everything I stand for. Anyways, I'm sick and mad. If you guys can't tell, your boy feels mad. This is like an old episode where I just go off. You know what I mean? Some of the later stuff got crowd heat. They also opened with Adam Cole. Okay, whatever. So he opened talking about the negative BS. So basically what Meltzer says, what is pointing out there, Meltzer says on one page, there was no AEW response to the interview, to the Punk interview. And the reaction among talent was to say nothing. But then he goes on to review Dynamite and goes, they opened the show talking about the negative bullshit being spewed and nobody reacted. The segment was clearly a reaction to CM Punk, and it appears to be the most hardcore fans they'd be behind it. And it appears to the most hardcore fans they'd be behind it. So now Dave's trying to... So yeah, he basically was like, the AEW's response was to not respond to it. But it's like they opened Dynamite responding to it. So what the fuck are you talking about? And then Meltzer is trying to spin this narrative of, because we all say it, like when Cody Rhodes brings up the Elite in AEW, no one reacts or cares. Dave Meltzer is trying to go, only the hardcore marks cared about the CM Punk stuff. After saying that they did, I don't know. This is just all Dave's
the hardcore marks or the AEW demo.
Yeah, and I just can't. Whatever. The listeners, you guys know I'm sick. I don't care. The kickoff's about to start in a bit here, and I just don't. It's just, Dave, you're fucking spiraling. You're getting kooky and weird. You're texting Tony Khan. Tony Khan's texting you. You guys are fucking just weird. You're weirding me out. You're weirding everybody out. Okay? The weirdest thing, and I tweeted out, I actually just feel bad for a billionaire now. How the fuck did that ever happen? where I feel bad for a billionaire. You know what I mean? And Tony Khan was seen greeting WrestleMania fans at the fucking airport. Hairline. What are your thoughts on that? Like, he's at the airport greeting fans, like WrestleMania fans. Hey, come check out Supercard of Honor, because they're in Philly. He even said, I would never run against
I think that's
WWE's.
amazing. Oh, hey, welcome to Philly. Nice to see you. It's me, Tony. Oh,
Have
hey,
you ever
Tony.
heard of AEW? We're the best wrestle.
No. I'm actually here for
Yeah.
WrestleMania.
I'm actually here to see The Rock and shit that matters. Like, so lots of wrestling events.
We have Edge.
Yeah. Well, don't you know, like Edge and all these WWE wrestlers I have? So, did I play him the flute again? I guess that's a. There you have it, a Dave Tony mixture of dumb moment of the week. Let me just look at my notes here so I can.
Phil's notes.
Phil's
notes.
I'm just writing it all down. So I watched GCW Bloodsport, Hairline. Did you get a chance to check that out?
I got about like halfway through it.
So GCW Bloodsport, Lana
My
was
boy
there.
Emerald was the announcer.
Yeah. Lana was there in the crowd. Braun Strowman was there in the crowd. Nia Jax was in the crowd. Killer Cross was in the crowd. They were all there to support Shayna Baszler, who came out to her match to face Masha Slamovich, which was man. That match was awesome. They're awesome. Two ladies I love so much. And talk about the Forbidden Door, man, a GCW event. And you had Masha Slamovich from TNA being cornered by the juggernaut Jordan Grace from TNA. Now, I wish it was Killer Kelly, but Killer Kelly's moved on from TNA, actually, and she was shaking that thing over at Wale Mania. Shout out Wale Mania.
Yeah, man. And Masha and Jordan are super close. They consider each other best friends. Yeah,
right.
You go hear the report on Masha.
Yeah, and like I'm down, but it would have been dope if Killer Kelly was with her, because MK Ultra is just like my favorite team. But it doesn't matter. It's Jordan's legit. So then Shayna Baszler comes out, and who's in her corner, Hairline? Fucking Zoe Stark. You know,
the Geico Lizard.
So just talk about like a Forbidden Door. Oh, like you had the top WWE talent. Charlie Dempsey fought on the card as well. You know, and you had them facing TNA talent, and we said earlier in the show the TNA stuff isn't dead. It's there. Now, I just want to show you something that popped me so hard. Would you mind if I did that, Hairline? Check this shit out. Nick Khan, backstage, watched the whole Bloodsport event, was there with his talent. Nick Khan, bro. Like, this
Brett
guy's
Lauderdale looks like a leprechaun.
Bro, yeah, with Brett Lauderdale.
Brett Lauderdale looks like a Oompa Loompa.
Bro. Oh, yeah, Tony Khan was at Rev Pro when he poached Osprey, and he's never been to an indie since. Tony Khan ain't been. Look at Nick Khan, bro. This guy has tens of millions of dollars, does multi-billion-dollar international deals. He's backstage at Bloodsport with Brett Lauderdale, having his talents back, being there for his talent who's there. Nick Khan sees the value in Bloodsport and the indies and actually cultivating this. I don't know, dude. This is the G-est picture maybe almost in pro wrestling history, you could almost say.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, this is fucking-sane. So, I don't know, dude. I just wanted your thoughts on GCW Bloodsport, I guess, because you kind of turned me on to that shit. I wasn't even really into that shit. And then also Nick Khan and Brett Lauderdale, and just your thoughts on this, man.
Well, yeah, man, it was a pretty decent event from what I watched of it. Like I said, I only got halfway through it, unfortunately. You know what I'm saying? Because I was a little bit busy yesterday. But yeah, man, it's cool to see like WWE really becoming the Forbidden Door. Like, oh, okay. Listen here, pal. You think you're the Forbidden Door because you work with New Japan? I work with Impact and GCW, pal.
Yeah, man, you're right. And it's just like, I don't know. It's just very cool to see. It's just like Nick Khan gets it. Do you know what I mean? Like everyone was worried, oh, he's a suit and he's not going to get it. But no, he gets it. He gets what the mission is, what the assignment is. You know what I mean? And yeah, I appreciate that very much. I'm sure you do too, Hairline. It's just really cool to see things like that happen. In other news, quickly before we move off of that, Jonathan Gresham versus Cruel. What do you think about that? There's a lot of deathmatch folks shitting on that, deathmatch fans.
Any Cruel match, I'm aboard. Gresham's okay. I think his little tantrum he had with Tony Khan is fucking phenomenal. You know.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I definitely check that match out for sure. You know, any Cruel match, like I said, fucking. And any listeners here, man, you know what I'm saying? Type in Cruel Wrestler under your YouTube search bar and check him out. I give him a full throat endorsement and say he's the next Kane. Yeah.
Yeah. So I hate to do this, but AEW's down bad, man, and we gotta. Some people had some comments about them.
No, for your kickoff. Live show. Kickoff's going.
Is
Here's
the
the
kickoff?
Rock.
Kickoff's going. So I am going to throw the kickoff on my tube as well as we do this pod. And then guys, so this will release like our live show. You'll probably listen to before this releases where we talk about Mania, but that's why I'm loading it up with bookmarks and good things to clip for you guys. You know what I mean?
Put it in that overtime today.
I really am, and I'm sick as a dog, dude. I'm fucking sweating, but I'm cold. You know, it's one of those things. But it's fucking Mania, bro. It's time to drink some beer, get drunk, and do the goddamn thing. What? But anyways, sorry guys, if you hear my stream, tell me. I do not want to get pulled down. Even when I edit the damn thing, I don't want to go in and edit this out. So, oh, we got Meek Mills, dude. Meek Mills doing the fucking. Let's go. Here we go. Anyways, so okay, we gotta fly through this shit here. So Hairline, Tony Khan's down bad. More people are burying him. I'm gonna show you the bookmarks here. So here
the biggest shame here for like the long time like PWT listeners is like you can hear that he was really starting to get over with us. You know what I'm saying? And they just completely went batshit insane.
I know. He just doubled down on the Meltzer shit. So here's just people burying AEW. So here's Triple H talking with Logan Paul on the Impulsive podcast. Now this isn't directly at AEW, but it is. Triple H talks about the recent use of blood and non-PG language.
Oh, hold on. Listen, you might as well say that because the YouTube comment section is just going to go clickbait. God damn it.
So he mentions how it's more shocking and powerful when it's done in moderation. So let's listen to this.
Edgier before the Netflix pivot.
No, you know, in a movie, I would rather watch a movie that has incredible drama and an incredible build to one gunshot than watch a movie with just hundreds of people firing.
There's some movies like you watch The Departed, like you don't even see. Sorry, I guess spoiler if you haven't seen The Departed in the last 20 years or whatever. But you know, there's some movies where you don't even see the violence. You don't even see the person get shot, and it's more impactful that way. You know, so
machine guns and no one's getting shot or whatever, and there's no like. I'd rather build and get to the scene in the movie where the one shot happens, and you're like, oh my god, can you believe he fucking shot him? And like, holy shit, that's unbelievable. There's been times when we as a company say we're PG and we've been G, like way G rated. I believe there's a time for things to work. There's a time for everything. But it's got to be done in moderation. It's got to be done when it's right. Because if you don't, if everything you say is just cussing, who cares?
So without playing more of it, we don't need to play the whole 3 minutes. What is Triple H saying, Hairline? What we say on the show all the time. less is more, and if you do it all the time, who gives a shit?
Right.
So if Mox is bleeding every 2 minutes, who gives a shit? If there's a tournament every 2 months, who gives a shit? If you're saying fuck every 4 minutes, who gives a shit? Very simple what he's saying. So that's obviously AEW that pertains to that. Now here's Triple H. Pardon me, that's Rhea Ripley. Here's Triple H burying AEW and people who ran from the grind, as he puts it. Let's on the Pat McAfee show. Let's listen to this clip.
It's a different game. It's a different world. If they're not here.
So he's talking about people signing to WWE and the rumors of, or not the rumors, but the talk of, oh, he fumbled free agents or whatever. This is Triple H's response.
It's a different game. It's a different world. If they're not here to be all in on this, like when I see people that come out of, you know, trying to make it, and then they pick the job where they go, well, they work less, the schedule's lighter. All right, then I'm glad I didn't get you.
Okay.
Because if you're not in it for the grind, at that point early in your career, you have no business being here.
Okay, so
boom. Oh my God. Dude, Osprey. Not talking about you, but talking about you. Like, that's crazy.
Deflated. Fucking deflated.
Bro, he's just like, yo, you don't, you know, like, if you don't want to put that work in, I'm glad I didn't get you. You know what I mean? Like, if you just want the easier job, and then people are trying to spin it. Oh, yeah. What? Because Osprey doesn't want to work bullshit shows in Utah? It's like, bro, they just ran a show in Quebec City.
Yeah, he'd much rather
people there, like
bullshit shows in front of half the fucking demo.
Yeah,
or one
like,
third of the fucking demo.
Like just nuts, man. So so then here's Rhea Ripley basically saying more of the same.
Over there, but like real talk, why do you just, if you were to, he'd be gone forever. We'd never have to see him again. He would literally not pick up. He'd probably be at that other place.
Yeah.
In front of like 600 people. Yeah. Like, why can't we do, why, you're the only, you know, why don't we?
Dumb?
Yeah, why don't we?
Dumb is the goat.
No, what?
Whoa, mommy. People say Rey Mysterio is the goat. Hell nah. Dominic Mysterio, the other one.
Okay.
The better one.
Over there, but like.
And then like how he said, sorry about that. And then he's like, oh, 600 people. That shit's fucking hilarious, man. At that other place in front of 600 people. Like, come on. Shots fired, hey? So now we have, and then so AEW. Sorry guys, I'm sick today. This ain't the most flowy show. So then we have more like
we're doing it for you.
Yeah,
the
it's for
listener.
the people, man. It's for the people. For the people. I did it for The Rock.
The PWP universe.
So then we have even more. So then that's Rhea Ripley getting at them. And then here's Jade Cargill fucking burying AEW on Busted Open Radio. Speaking to LaGreca, that fucking Mark. Sorry, I'm sick, dude. We're starting wars with fucking.
No, hold on. Before you hit play, the past couple mornings I've been trying to listen to some Busted Open Radio clips and just fucking. I always turn them off halfway through because LaGreca's just the most cringe fucking Mark of all time.
It's like,
I want to hear Bully's take.
Yeah, and it's like he's working, but it's like, no, it's not work. Like, oh, he gets heat with the listeners, and that's why it's like go away heat with me. You know, it's like,
Right.
bro, no, you're not disheveled, your hair's not really messed up, and you didn't actually have a sleepless night, and you're not actually wearing your bathrobe, and you're not actually doing that. And I get it. Oh, working the gimmick, like Hairline works the gimmick on the show all the time. I get it. I work the gimmick too, but it's just Hairline way more than me, but it's just
how dare you?
You work the gimmick way more than I do on the show. What are you talking about?
No, this is just who I am, bro.
Yeah, bro. No, it's why it's the perfect balance. I'm the straight guy. You're the fucking. You're Jesse
Why are you
Ventura.
blowing my spot?
I'm blowing up
yeah.
your spot. The Gulf of Tonkin.
Jade, I'm gonna just be completely honest here. I feel like the other company you work for dropped the ball with you. You know, I think a lot of people saw the presence, the charisma, the star power. Why isn't she at top.
Yeah.
Did that factor in at all in the decision for you to come to the WWE?
It was a couple decisions that made me come to WWE. I mean, other than the fact that the machine is ridiculous over here, the connections, the history, the legacy, it's one of one, you know. AEW is a new company. Obviously, they're still figuring things out. But that happens in every company, right?
They're still figuring things out. Oh no, they're a challenger brand.
You have to figure things out, what's good and what's bad. I'm 31. I don't have time to really grow with the company at my age. I have to be in a established company, and I have to go over there and let that be known, because you can't do this forever. And as a woman, especially in your 30s, women are the majority of the fan base is like, okay, well, it's time for her to like go out by her way. What's next for her?
Okay, at least she's self-aware about that too, and not using it as a trigger. Like she's like saying she's just being realistic, because most people be like, oh, the patriarchy, they hate women aging, ageist.
Right.
Well, it's like, no, you have to be realistic, bro. Like you know.
And it sounds like most of all she's willing to grow and like, you know, perfect her craft.
Yeah.
And let's be real, people want to see, regardless if they're good or not, they want to see that 20-something-year-old on TV rather than that 30-something-year-old woman on TV. So time is not on my side, and I knew I had to make the best decision for me, but not just for me, my family.
Time's not on my side. I mean, they had me for 2 or 3 years, and I went 60-5-0, but I don't know. They couldn't figure it out. I'm 31. AEW got me when I was like 27 or 28, and they couldn't figure it the fuck out. And I was undefeated and made my debut with Shaq. And then Cody left, and they couldn't figure it out. And yeah, I don't have time to fuck around is how I took that, you know? Like, let's be honest. Because when she goes, I'm 31, I need to go now. It's like, yeah. So that means 4 years ago when AEW got her, or whatever, 3.5 years, right? Like, how old was she then? You know? So she's like 27 when they got their hands on her, and they didn't do shit with her. You know? It's crazy. It's just mind-boggling. It's mind-boggling, dude.
It gets no better than this. I mean, the front office is the front office, and I think that's the best way to sum up what it is, you know. And I trust the process. You know, I have a WrestleMania match. And again, the front office is the front office.
Yeah, I don't know. She's just down to work and work hard. That's what it seems like to me.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
So then lastly, we got Brandi Rhodes. She buries
she responded to the shit Cody said.
Yeah, so she buries AEW. She goes, what I feared with that company, AEW, I was seeing before my eyes. When you start to see things drift from... So she's saying what I feared would happen with AEW, I started to see it before my eyes. That's what I've been saying. Cody went there. He thought he was going to recreate the territories with his dad. You know what I mean? He thought he was going to recreate like AWA and all that type of shit, early NWA stuff. Nah. Right? It just became a mark, clicky. Cody Rhodes got out of the clicky, politicky, weird fucking environment. Starts AEW, it becomes a clicky, weird, goofball environment. I knew it. Anyways, so Brandi says, what I feared with that company, I saw before my eyes. When you start to see things drift from the original vision, and I've seen this happen before, then you start to think this may not be what you thought it was, what we thought it was. Which is basically why Cody left AEW. Like this just confirms what everybody said. Cody's never said it. He's like, no, it's just, you know, it was time. He just always beats around the bush, but she just confirmed what we've been saying. It's that Cody went there, and there's a reason we're saying this, folks. We've been saying it. Cody went there. It's not what he thought it would be. And he fucking left.
Yeah,
and
it's like what Punk said. He was fed something that, you know,
sold a bill of goods. We were all sold a bill of goods. It just turned out to be the Bucks' playground.
Unfortunate.
With their friends. Yeah, man. It's unfortunate. And now AEW suffering because of it. So yeah, just shout out Brandi, I guess. Another little burial. of AEW. Sorry, AEW, we had to do it. Hairline, man, the kickoff's going on. We got Kayla Braxton looking like $1 million.
Right, a
she's
dime,
outside of-
dime, dime, dime.
She's outside of Seth
Da, da,
Rollins'
da.
locker room.
Da, da, da.
So, Hairline, did you catch the Hall of Fame ceremony?
I did not.
You did not. Okay. So basically, Paul Heyman cut the greatest fucking promo Hall of Fame speech in the history of Hall of Fame speeches. Now, I guess it's not really a spoiler thing. But I got to lay it out for you for the show. They opened with Paul Heyman first instead of him headlining it. He came out very first.
That's crazy.
Yeah, but you understand why, because actually The Rock ended it by inducting his grandmother and sort of making it all about him. It was great heel work. And he talked shit to Cody, who was sitting in the front. And it was crazy seeing Stephanie McMahon and Triple H sitting in the front. Stephanie was wearing a beret, like one of those beret hats, like a French beret. And it had fucking ECW. It had ECW on the front. And they're sitting right there next to Brandi and Cody, who were like smashing Triple H thrones and acting like Stephanie McMahon in fucking AEW. So I just think that was a crazy visual right there. No one's talking about that. But you had the whole bloodline sitting in the front row, Haku, Rikishi, you had the whole bloodline sitting in the front on the opposite side. And yeah, so Paul Heyman opened it. I don't know. Everyone got inducted. Bull Nakano had me tearing up. She gave just like a beautiful speech. And she was just the key takeaway from that was she said, if I could be reincarnated in this life again, like if there's a such thing as being reborn, I would choose to be reborn as Bull Nakano again and do everything the same and wrestle for the WWE universe. Like, thank you. You guys immortalized me, you know? And like, fuck, dude, I was like, bro,
awesome.
Yeah, you know, it was awesome. And then who else? So Thunderbolt, or sorry, the US Express came out and they talked their shit, which was awesome, and they kept it short and sweet, and they did a little Bray Wyatt tribute, and Bo Dallas came out as Taylor Rotunda. They announced he's not Bo Dallas anymore. That's done. And I never got a chance to see the Bray Wyatt documentary because everyone told me that it's going to make you emotional. You're going to fucking cry. It's one of those kind of documentaries. So I don't want to watch it till after Mania. I just want to stay happy and pumped, you know?
Nothing here quick. We should do it for we should do our own review of it, but like make it for the members. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Something like that. No, we'll figure it out for sure. We could even maybe watch along it or something. Yeah, we'll figure it out. But I didn't watch it, and Taylor Rotunda comes out, and yeah, he was very emotional, but he brings out his dad and his uncle, and they did a Firefly tribute where to end the speech, they didn't make it about Bray, but to end it, you know, IRS goes, if you guys will join me, and he pulled his phone out and he's like, and this is for my son. You know, he would have loved to see his old man get inducted. You know, it would have just tickled him. And everyone, the arena went dark. Everyone pulled their fireflies out, dude. And fuck, man, that was incredible.
Oh, that's awesome.
And then what else happened? Muhammad Ali. So I told you The Rock came out, inducted his grandma, talked shit on Cody Rhodes, but he did say, I have tremendous respect for your father. He goes, but what this is about isn't business. He's like, it's fucking personal between me and you, boy. That's what The Rock said. And he inducts his grandma. But The Rock also... The Rock also came out for Muhammad Ali's induction, and it was the most heel shit of all time. So Muhammad Ali gets inducted by his wife, his late wife, his wife rather, and she gives a beautiful speech. It was awesome, actually. And that package really drove home what Ali meant to pro wrestling, and just how him, and then his wife drove home how much like he respected The Rock, and how much their families were tight, and how much he actually respected pro wrestling. Like, it was awesome. And I already knew that as an Ali mark, but it was just great to see that, like a light shone on that on the mainstream. But anyways, The Rock comes out and awards himself the People's Championship, like a fucking belt. You know what I mean? Like he made Ali's induction about himself, which people were sour grapes online, but I'm sitting there going, no, like Ali's wife loved it. You could just tell. But the thing is, when she was in the ring with The Rock, but it's like, no, man, that's what Ali was all about. He was all about, like, work it, bro. Like, it's all a work. Draw the money, like, give the people a show. Give them, you know, like, that's what Ali was all the fuck about, win or lose. So the fact he did that, I thought was just great. Like, that's what Ali would do, is work a shoot in that situation, you know? He wouldn't fucking... So The Rock, like, heelishly awarded himself the title of the People's Championship.
Yeah,
and
that's great.
He got a gold belt and everything. It was fucking awesome. And then, oh yeah, and then Thunderbolt Patterson, the New Day induct him, and Thunderbolt Patterson comes out and he's like 80. And he just fucking red-pilled the WWE universe, bro. He comes out and he goes, he says it 400 times. He's like, stop playing the race card, god damn it. He's like, I'm sick and tired of everybody playing the race card, god damn it. And Thunderbolt Patterson starts going like, Jesus. Like, he just goes on a rant about fucking... Like he preached it was church, bro. It was a sermon, and I was so down, and it triggered so many little fucking atheist marks. Just kidding. I don't care if you're atheist or whatever, but it's just funny how atheism is a fucking religion now. To be atheist is like cool, you know? It's like the religion, you know, is to, right. You know, it is, man. It's weird, you know, but
we're living in crazy times, man.
Yeah, and he just went, he's like, you know, he basically was like, Christ is king, or whatever, however you want to word it. And he's just like, Jesus, like the Lord put me in front of the right people, and that's why I'm here in front of you people telling you to go with the Lord and shit. Like, it was crazy. It was, and he's like, and stop playing the race card. Like, I can't tell you enough. This world's fucking weird, and
like,
fucking go with God.
Capitalize on my time.
And we're all humans, you know? And Thunderbolt, bro, he just red-pilled everyone with his speech, and I was here for. I was like, let's fucking go. And only in pro wrestling do you get... Pro wrestling's the best shit, because you get everything, bro. Like, you know? And, but to bring it back to earlier, Paul Heyman, he gave the greatest speech of all time. He went in on the ECW shit. I almost want to play you the whole fucking speech if I can find it. Let me just look up. But yeah, like the event was just great. And then Paul Heyman, I just wonder, there were so many golden moments. I just don't know. They probably don't have the whole thing uploaded.
Oh yeah, just the highlights.
Anywhere. Yeah, so but okay, so basically he went in like basically he's like fucking like he did a whole ECW spiel where like he put on his hat, put on his leather jacket, put on the headset, and he just did this whole section about, now let me talk about ECW, and he's just like, you know, like back. Yeah, he's just like back.
AEW lost some ratings there.
Yeah, he's just like, let me talk about fucking. He's like, let me talk about fucking, like, back at that time, the pro wrestling business needed a kick in the ass, like, and I was the one to bring it to you, and you could suck my fucking dick. Like, he was fucking swearing. He didn't care, and he put over really strong. He's like, my fucking kids, I love you more than anything. He's like, they're sitting right next to CM Punk. He's like, who I have tremendous respect for. He put over Punk so heavy. Paul used his speech to basically put everyone else over. And then Roman inducted him. And so they embraced and they talked to each other like in the ring. And he put over Roman so heavy. He's like, no one's greater. Because he went through his career. He's like, I did ECW. You know, it was the greatest shit ever. He goes, I worked with Brock Lesnar, and he put Lesnar over like $1 million. Talked about it. Lesnar got huge pops. And so he starts putting over Lesnar. He starts putting over RVD, and RVD smoking joints. And it was the funniest, best speech in the Hall of Fame history, bar none. Like, I don't even think it's comparable. And the crowd was behind him, and he was feeding off of the crowd. And he gave.
I'm definitely gonna rewatch it when I got some free time.
Yeah, he put Cody Rhodes over and all of these things. But the main takeaway, the main moment was this right here, Hairline, that I want to share with you. This was the main moment. And Paul Heyman says, I'm a Paul Levesque guy. Don't pull me down here. I'll go down.
Rest of my life, I will be a Paul Levesque guy.
And then they shake it up. Crowd erupts. Crowd erupts, dude.
Oh, man, give the man his goddamn flowers.
And he went on a big speech before that section too about Triple H, like just putting him over and just being like, man, when this company's in the darkest, you know, he's like, when shit happens, like you need that person there. And I don't know, man. Just your thoughts on that, Hairline. Your thoughts.
Fucking beautiful, man. Like I was just saying, fucking Triple H of all people deserves his flowers. He fucking lives and breathes this shit. Just his vision. And as soon you can see, as soon as he got control, the WWE started delivering its greatest product in fucking a decade.
Yeah, more than that, I would say, because 2013 and shit was the shits too. Like 2014, 2013, it was kind of the shits. You know, maybe not for you, but for me, it definitely, like NXT was banging, but that was a main roster shit. Anyways, we want to talk about what went down on SmackDown and NXT Stand and Deliver after a good word from WWE Shop and Fanatics. What's happening, Pro Wrestle Times listeners? Phil Marks here, and I just had to interrupt myself babbling for 1 second to talk about Pro Wrestle Times' affiliate partnership with Fanatics and WWE Shop. That's right, you can get your favorite WWE Superstar merch, tees, caps, hoodies. We're on the road to WrestleMania, folks. There's so much at WWE Shop, and if you use our affiliate link below, not only will you be directly supporting your favorite WWE Superstar, but you'll be supporting PWT as well, and you'll be supporting your drip. Check your reflection, it'll look like perfection. And did I forget to mention, you'll grab all the attention by clicking PWT's official WWE Shop affiliate link below and get you some digs now. Let's get back to the show. I should have made one of those like, oh, this is WrestleMania weekend, so go. But whatever, I'm sick. Go fuck yourselves. Shout out WWE Shop and Fanatics. So Hairline, SmackDown went down. We're gonna breeze through these, brother, because fucking, well, we got an hour and a half till I guess actual Mania starts. So
yeah, but I can't see us going longer than 30 minutes here, even.
Exactly, but dude, I was trying to rush through all that other shit in like 10 minutes, but I'm sick and I'm just pacing myself and I can't really, you know what I mean?
Man, we do it for the PWT universe, brother. The greatest universe ever.
Yeah. And I'm making a comeback too. I don't want to throw my voice out. I gotta save.
Dude, all I gotta do is keep doing it and you'll do it. Yeah. Speaking of a comeback, they call me don't call it a comeback.
This SmackDown was all over the place. It was kind of a mess, but it set a record. It was the largest SmackDown gate of all time, following the largest Raw gate of all time. 19,000 people, I believe, in attendance in the building. Over from the arena they put 60K in today that we're about to witness. This SmackDown was okay. It was all over the place. It starts off, they're doing Attitude Era shit. Logan Paul is teasing Orton and Kevin Owens, and then they chase Theory and Waller around, blah, blah, blah. What ends up happening later in the show is fucking Orton and Buddy are under the ring. They come out, they hit RKOs and stunners and shit on Theory and Waller or whatever, or on Logan Paul, actually. Sorry, not Theory and Waller, on Logan Paul or whatever. So yeah, cool, sweet, awesome. And they did a KO show, so yeah, I completely forgot about that. I thought they were just doing like a promo in the back. They show some shit with Meek Mill. They talk about the almost 20K in attendance. Then we have the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. It was very sloppy. Some people are trying to claim that Omos mistakenly eliminated himself. That is false. We're verifying here on PWT that is false, and Bronson Reed was meant to win this whole thing. So do not listen to that shit about Omos accidentally eliminating himself. That is not true. I've confirmed that is not true. But Bronson Reed won, and rightfully, that's who obviously was going to win. Also, if you just pay attention to the TV show every week, he wins, and there were people promoted for this battle royal, like Shinsuke Nakamura and shit, who weren't used. I don't know why. I don't really give a fuck why. You know what I mean? It didn't need them. It's sad Nakamura doesn't have a big Mania match, but there's always next year. Like I trust the process right now more than I ever have in almost any wrestling promotion ever. I trust the process. I got to be completely honest. So Bronson Reed won. They had the big three meaty guy juice fight at the end. Your thoughts? Okay. So Kevin Owens.
Yeah.
Sorry, your thoughts on the Battle Royal.
No, you're all good, man. Sorry, PWT listeners, to peel the curtain back here. I am currently cooking dinner. Yeah. No, but yeah, to go off what you said there, man. So with the whole Andre the Giant shit, was it a botch with almost? Because like it almost had to be, because like the way commentary was hyping him up and shit.
Yeah, dude. It was not a botch. What I know is it's not a botch. What I know is they're just getting Omos over. That's from me snooping a bit after I read that. Asked around a couple people. Yeah. Not that I fucking whatever, but no, dude. Like it's just they're hyping up Omos whenever he comes out there. They big him up like he could just at any. That's his gimmick. Is I don't wrestle all the time. But when I'm there, I could just win. You know, like I'm a threat all the time. Yeah, okay, great. So then they Paul and them get outsmarted. Whatever. RK will probably get pulled. I don't want to get pulled, but Logan Paul's selling, which I can't get enough of. Just selling like a million.
His selling's great, man.
So then we have the Michael Cole's suit. So then we have the LWO versus the Legado. Or it's like Selena Vega versus Lopez. This match was complete dog shit. I don't know what the fuck happened. Lopez was the drizzling shits, complete ass in this match. Terrible selling. Zelina was fucking terrible with those shitty fake kicks and knees. That shit was ass. This is a trash fucking match. But then the afterbirth shit was okay because Andrade popped off and just he's like, nah, I'm not. When they had Andrade and Escobar walk out next to each other, I'm sitting there going, they look the exact fucking same. Like these guys better not be in a group together because this is. But yeah, no, Andrade beat the shit out of Legado and then joined up with Zelina again. And so he's with the LWO. And then later in the show, Dragon Lee gets hurt after Carlito got passed up on. Dragon Lee gets hurt for the tag match. So then Ray passes up on Carlito again and goes with Andrade. So I think Carlito's going to turn heel sooner than later on all of this shit. But your thoughts on that shitty trash match?
Wasn't Zelina originally Andrade's manager, right?
Yes. Yeah.
So all this makes sense. I'm down with all of this. I don't think any of the matches issues were on Zelina's end, in my opinion. I don't know, but yeah, just some okay filler. And also, man, I can't say I even saw this Andrade shit coming. You know, I kind of thought he was going to be doing this whole Judgment Day and him thing.
Oh shit, Braun Strowman doing a segment with fucking Peter Rosenberg, that idiot. Just to add, an idiot. You know how Cornette and Rosenberg were feuding?
Yeah.
Okay, guess what Rosenberg did at the Hall of Fame too? He said Thunderbolt Patterson was dead, and he's not. This guy's a fucking idiot, man.
That's what I'm saying, dude. Right? That's like I told you, man. He turned me off when he told Daniel Bryan that he really likes his Brie Bella sock when it was Nikki on the sock.
Yeah, he's a fucking dummy. Jade. So then we had basically Jade, Bianca, and so Bianca and Naomi come out, and then Cargill gets this huge entrance. Pardon me. And they are they call themselves the Big Three. And they are just sent a warning to Damage Control. Good shit. They were all good on the mic. A way better showing for Jade than her original debut, in my opinion. And then we got New Catch Republic versus A-Town Down Under. New Catch Republic win. And then Judgment Day beats everybody down, which was dope. I don't know, man. I don't know. Your thoughts on all that?
So I only saw up to the Jade Cargill and Naomi segment. I'm still watching it.
Okay, yeah. So okay, the match was whatever, lots of fun. So basically, LA Knight comes out, cuts a promo. He fucking botches and chokes on his gum. He's about to say like the mega star, but he like legit live on air. It was fucking brutal. It was awful. But he recovered good. And then Jey Uso fights Solo, and Jey wins by DQ because it's a bloodline, whatever. And then Cody's music hits, place fucking erupts. Rollins and Cody make the save for Jey. And then Cody takes his belt off and he whips the shit out of Solo and Jey. So good stuff all around. A good little SmackDown go home show for WrestleMania, but a lot of botches. It was very like you could tell they're all just like, let's get to Mania, let's get to fucking Mania, which brings us to Stand and Deliver, which we just watched, which I woke up early to watch. And it was a really good fucking show. I got to be honest. It was
a super 6-0.
16,000 fans in attendance for this NXT Stand and Deliver. How about that, Hairline? No,
I'm
no
glad
reaction.
that all these people. I'm glad that all these people came out this early, man. And it'd be come out early. You know what I'm saying? Work the event, then go out, catch lunch, have a couple drinks, and then come back for the main event and all that.
Yeah,
that'd be the way to do it, Daddy.
Yeah, Daddy. So the countdown: Sean Spears fights Joe Gacy. Your thoughts?
So it's pretty cool that they gave Sean Spears his AEW gimmick. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like what they did with AJ Styles and all that. It was like, if it's not broke, you know what I'm saying, we're not going to try to fix it.
Yeah, because the chairman shit was dope in AEW, but then they didn't fucking do it. They just didn't book it correctly or anything. Yeah.
Right. And Triple H clearly saw that. But yeah, man, anyways, I got worked here pretty hard with the chair shot at the start. I really thought fucking the fridge was stepping away, but no, Daddy. But yeah, man, solid opener here. Gacy's decent. He knows how to sell and all that. It's just obviously he's a smidge too pudgy,
Yeah, no, I get it, man. And I was surprised he won, but whatever. NXT Tag Championships, the Wolf Dogs took on Frazier and Axiom, and the right guys won. Thankfully, they won, but it's like, call these people up. Hopefully after Mania, but even Dragunov, we'll talk about later. What the fuck is going? Now we're getting into territory where it's like Braun Breaker needs to be not a tag champ in NXT working matches. I'm sorry, he needs to just be an attraction on SmackDown or whatever. But the match was good, man. Corbin went off the top rope and went viral. Your thoughts?
I don't know, man. To be honest with you, I disagree. I really enjoy the Wolf Dog shit, and I'm kind of it's not really taking it away from it for me, because Braun's just squashing all these guys in fucking 9 to 10 seconds, so it's just building himself up with the huge crowd, you know what I'm saying? And then he's still getting to do his shit with Corbin down here. And I don't know, man, that fucking the Philly cheesesteak promo they did before, where he was all like, nah, this sandwich isn't that great, bud. And then he stormed off and he was all like, "You gonna eat that?" And he was like, "No, I'm full." I don't know, man. It popped me, but just my perspective.
So Metaphor hosted the whole event. So that was popping you, right? I'm sure. We had the North American Championship, Obafemi, who beat Josh Briggs and Dijak in a fucking stellar match. Femi's a freak of nature. He's the future of pro wrestling. That now when everyone popped over and the crowd did too, when Obafemi just the way they filmed it with the camera shot, the way Obafemi just grabbed fucking Dijak by the neck when he had the pinfall, and then he just fucking picked him up and then powerbombed him. That was epic, except for like when he grabbed him by the throat, that doesn't break up the pin. Like fucking Dijak was still laying on dude. And the ref should have kept counting if that's a shoot. So that annoyed me, but fucking tremendous match. Great spots. Dijak's so good. He needs to be main roster. Femi's just incredible, dude. And yeah, this match was great, man. Your thoughts?
No, honestly, I completely agree with you. These refs did kind of irk me almost the whole pay-per-view and whatnot. So, but yeah, man, as far as this match here, so like the biggest thing I want to say about this is it almost seems like it's fucking WWE's rebuttal for the big meaty men matches. Like, oh, look, we can do big meat matches too, you know?
It is. Yeah, we created meat.
Yeah, speaking of meat, pal.
So, speaking of the North American title, at some point during the show, Ava Raine announces that there will be a women's North American championship introduced to the brand.
Nice belt.
Yeah, another one. Clearly it's because Giulia's going to win that main one, and she's going to have it for like a year or two. So, you know what I mean, dude? That's what it is. And they have so many women on the card. It's like you got to have a belt that can get passed around to get a singles belt that can get more women over. And this just opens the door for me to believe that there will be, in fact, a women's intercontinental title sooner than later. So moving along, Thea Hale, speaking of the women, Thea Hale, Fallon Henley, and Kalani Jordan had an AEW style 6-woman tag match against JC Jane, Kiana James, and Izzy Dame. JC's just there helping these other girls get over. She's great. That other team, Henley, Kalani, and Hale, they're all going to be single stars on their own. Kalani, I told Hairline, just so impressive athletically. And then Thea Hale, just knowing how to work the cameras, knowing her facials are so good, her selling. She's just light years ahead of her age. Right. This was a really good match, I thought. And the right girl won. Thea Hale got the arm lock, the Kimura. And then look at this visual where they're all cheering. And then you see Fallon Henley's kind of left out, though.
Right.
Of the Chase U stuff. So you're going to see, I think, her eventually. They're going to switch her heel, too. Because you got Giulia's coming in big body baby face, which we'll get to. Yeah, your thoughts on this match?
Yeah, man. So my favorite part of the match was when JC and Thea finally got to face off. And JC went to go turn around to make the hot tag so she didn't have to fucking face Thea, but no one was up there. It was very like, I don't know, like it's what we always say, the character development of NXT is why it's one of the superior products. And like it's a good mix of current wrestling, but that corny early 90s WWE wrestling. You know what I'm saying? And then lastly, man, I just want to say fucking Booker T was great on commentary this whole time, and at the very end of the match, I love how he flip flopped like a sandal. You know, he was all like, "Oh yeah, Thea should have won," and it was all like, "Bro, you were talking shit this whole match."
Booker's so good, man. And then it's awesome they stuck Wade Barrett on the commentary with them too. Hey, that was a great little touch. NXT Women's Championship: Lyra Valkyria versus Roxanne Perez. Again, we called it. It was just going to be a great match, which it was. Does Mania start in 15 or like an hour and 15? Damn, look at that arena. Anyways, we're watching the kickoff show. So this was a great match here. But Perez won by a clean tap out. Interesting. But I'm happy. I just want them to switch it up from Lyra. And I think they gave it to Perez because Giulia is going to come and take that belt off Perez. And then we're going to get like a possibly Lyra versus Giulia program or something like that as well. A great match, great back and forth action. I don't know. There was good spots. I'm sick. You guys already know. I knew this would be a good match, but I'm just not super into either of these ladies. But your thoughts, Airline?
Man, okay, so Valkyrie's definitely got over with me, and whatnot. But at the same time, also Roxanne's slowly been starting to get over with me. It's just I feel like Roxanne needs a lot more work than Valkyrie does. Obviously, she's about to get called up. You know what I'm saying? That was the whole reason Roxanne's taking the strap and whatnot. So we'll see where this leads, and hopefully, fucking, not the fucking X-Files, but like I guess if you want to X-Files me.
So Lyra's getting called up?
Well, right? The truth is out there. Well, yeah, so if it was me booking this, it would have been fucking Roxanne versus Jade Cargill. You know what I'm saying? Jade Cargill would have came out and stood there. But obviously, we're not in that dimension, and we're in the dimension where she's debuting at WrestleMania.
Yeah, exactly. We have the NXT Championship match. We both messaged each other going, I thought fucking D'Angelo was winning. Nah.
Right.
They put him over hard as shit. He ate like 800 fucking H-bombs. Ilya Dragunov's starting to Will Ospreay himself to me. I'm not gonna lie. I was almost like, yeah, Dragunov has great matches, but I was almost like, again, like this. It's the same shit with him. He hits 18 finishers and then he retains, and then he eventually wins. It's like fucking just. I don't know. I don't like that shit. You guys know it was a great match. D'Angelo really impressed me more than he has in the past. And I don't know. It's not D'Angelo's time, I guess. So Dragunov staying in NXT, not main rostering. Okay. That really left a bad taste in my mouth. Your thoughts?
Man, so I just want to start off with saying this was a great intro for the Don. I've enjoyed all the visuals we've had leading up to all this.
Yeah, the Sopranos.
Clearly someone's a huge like fucking mafia.
Sopranos,
yeah,
Sopranos,
right?
Godfather,
Sopranos, Bad Boys, all that crap. You know what I'm saying? And they're doing all that, but all this is great. It's real great. I thought it was very noble that the Don didn't take the brass knuckles when he tried to offer him the knuckles and all that. So that was pretty fucking. That got over with me great. And yeah, man. I guess I have to agree with you. There was an element of the Will Ospreay shit here, as in stepping on your own dick. You know, the referee being more lenient with the dick stepping and all that. So, but I guess like, could we say NXT is supposed to be WWE's rebuttal for AEW? So like, this is supposed to be for that demo, right? I guess.
Nah, I think WWE Speed is their rebuttal to AEW. So Trick, I'm taking shots, Hairline. Come on, put me on. I'm sick here, all right? My jokes ain't hitting today. I don't think. Trick Williams took on Carmelo Hayes. Trick came out. He's so fucking over. The title wasn't even on the line, but it was the fucking main event. That just shows you like how over these two fucking guys are. Okay. Carmelo Hayes, someone surfaced a tweet where Carmelo Hayes was tweeting at AEW going, hey, are you guys hiring? Like he's trying to get a job with them. And they didn't.
That's great. That's great. Good work. Yeah. What to do? We'll take you. Totally.
But now look.
Let me a follow so I can DM you.
Yeah. Mello, dude. He's probably so thankful he dodged that bullet. But I mean, just what a fucking like Mello, I want to say carried this match more. Like I love Trick, but he's still very green compared to Mello. But yeah, Mello's just got to go main roster too. And Trick beat Mello, and that's the end of like that story right there. And that's a story told right there. You know, that was a beautiful story, like years in the making, I want to say. So
yeah, good. Yeah, a few years for sure.
Yeah, brilliant. So fucking brilliant. Your thoughts on the match, man? Then I want to show you one clip, and then
I really fucking I love the build up to all this. All of it was phenomenal. The video packages again, where they had CM Punk and Randy Orton talking and whatnot. Oh, real great. The match itself, though, yeah, man. You could definitely tell that Carmelo was leading the match and whatnot. But yeah, this was here to get Trick over and whatnot. So finally, I'm glad we're gonna wrap this up and hopefully Trick can get a title shot here. You know, now that he's wrapped up with Melo, he can holler at Dragunov again. And be
You
like,
think
you were
that's
right.
the move, right? He's the one to finally beat Drag, because there's that story there too. Yeah, that's probably why they kept it the way they kept it. And then we'll get a Trick versus like D'Angelo will want it again, or you have so many options there now. Yeah, man. Any spots? Anything stood out to you?
It's a real great card. I think NXT is one of the superior wrestling products.
So just it's the safest company in the world for sure. So here, I want to share this last thing with you guys. We brought you so much content this WrestleMania week. Caroline, what's going to happen though is for the people on the PWT channel, they're going to be so happy because they're going to wake up and there's going to be this super 3-hour long podcast of PWT pod, and then there's going to be like 2 live show replays uploaded all live Monday. It'll be a whole day of PWT before the Raw after Mania. So you guys are you welcome. So here, I just wanted to show this last clip here. I mean, here's Giulia sitting with Rossy Ogawa and Sir Lord William Regal. Tony Khan melted down, called Rossy Ogawa a fucking traitor.
Spoilers.
William Regal went to AEW, realized it was a goof show full of goofs wrestling for Meltzer stars, went back, asked for his release, got let out of his contract early, is now back in NXT with his son. Then you have Giulia right here, who, look at her. She looks like a star. She's gorgeous. And she left Stardom, and people are thinking that these two, like Giulia and Ogawa, are going to be filtering in the Japanese talent and from and then they had Natalia was at the Stardom show hanging out with Stardom wrestlers and shit. So Rossy's an infiltrator. Meanwhile, fucking Natalia's there. Like, no, dude, Stardom breeds women superstars. That's how they train their women, is to be like gimmick and story oriented. And so that's why they're fucking working with WWE, you fucking Mark. And hopefully we get an NXT Japan eventually. But look at this video right here, and look at Giulia when they show her on the screen. Look at how her face sort of gets emotional. You can see her going, wow. And you can see she's just soaking it in. She looks, watch her eyes. She looks all around this big, full 19,000 arena. And she's just soaking it all in. And, or she could have debuted in ROH and fucking for 2,000 people at the Cope Open or whatever.
She still can.
So here we go.
Well, guys, the surprises keep coming. One of the biggest.
She's like shocked. She's like, "What? That ovation is for me?" Like, look at her face.
Right.
She goes,
look at the guy behind her. Watch the 2 marks behind her.
I tweeted this out too. She made the right decision to go with WWE, and if you disagree with that, you hate pro wrestling. Look at the look on her face. She's like, "Whoa."
Yeah,
that's for me. She's like, "Whoa, that ovation was for me, dude."
Everyone taking time and soaking.
And look at her. She's not even looking at the camera. She's looking all around this packed arena going, yeah, I really just made it, dude. Like, this was the best decision I ever made in my life, dude. I'm about to be a megastar, dude.
The biggest WrestleMania
Look at that. Look at, she's looking at every section. Do you know how I know? Because I've done this before. When you're in front of a crowd that big, you go, holy fuck. You know what I mean? You can't, it almost takes your breath away. So her face is like, what the fuck? And then she looks at every section of the arena. Every section of,
well, guys,
I mean, she's already more over than she would have been in AEW already just from that. Like, it's not even a joke. 19,000 they present her. So even if you don't know who she is, you hear she looks like a star. She's next to Lord William Steven Regal. and she looks like $1 million. Like, what more can you ask for, guys? Your thoughts on that, and Giulia just clearly just being so happy that she's in WWE and NXT.
Again, just not another top example of how WWE is the place to be right now. And they are clearly showing you, if you sign with us, we will take care of you.
Yep. And guys, this is the second outro we've recorded. Because we're gonna stitch these all together. So thanks so much for tuning in, Pro Wrestle Times podcast. I'm just sick, so we're wrapping it up. Sorry if I don't know. I hope you guys are fucking with the show. I think we've been entertaining. What about you, Hairline? He's cooking dinner. I'm sick and angry. We great show. I think it was a good another smash hit, smashing success. So it was great. Yeah, it was great. Where I have it right here.
It's great.
And I'm sorry, Tony Khan, about all the
emotional damage.
You know, it's just God, you kind of bring it upon yourself, dude. Anyways, man, this has been Pro Wrestle Times podcast. Thanks so much for over 2,000 subs on the main channel. That fucking means the world to me, man. You know, like
that's so dope.
The shit's really blowing up. Our clips are getting like fucking 1K to 10K, just nothing. So, man, it's you guys. It's the PWT top pod bruvs.
Before we sign off, I just want to say, like, I saw that tweet where that guy was like, man, PWT is like what made me fall back in love with wrestling and whatnot. So, like, I just want you to like for like 30 seconds or so, just tell us how that makes you feel. About
well,
that.
man, I feel that's what I do it for. So, like, yeah, someone tweeted out and they were like, you know, like, Phil, like fucking, if it wasn't for PWT, this is what made me get back into wrestling, was this show. So what that means is, as much as you think, oh, we're complaining, no, it's that this motherfucker probably, like, how did he find us? He probably is a lapsed fan, listens to Cornette, and then found our show in the algorithm, and then went, man, this guy, the way he puts things over. Because you got to admit, Cornette's very old school. Like, if you listen to Cornette's reviews of shit, he buries shit that we put over. Even that Hairline puts over, because we're not going to Cornette's still from like 2 generations before us, or 3, right? Like, he's still seeing it a whole different ass way than we see it, you know? So, which is fine.
We're allowed opinions.
Right. And that's why I like that, you know, a lot of our listeners are Cornette listeners, but we're guys who put shit over that's like, he might not put over. So it just shows that, like, the PWT listeners, man, we're just the most open-minded, and it just makes me feel so great that this guy said, I'm a lapsed fan and now I like wrestling again. You're welcome, WWE, for the extra 1 viewer. You're welcome, AEW, for the extra 1 viewer. You're welcome if that's an extra pay-per-view buy or an extra shirt that gets sold. But not to put myself over and pat myself on the back, because if it wasn't for WWE, I'd have nothing to even talk about, or AEW or Ring of Honor, any of these things. But it just means so much that, like, dude, that's the effect this show has on people to a degree. Some people probably feel the same way and haven't even vocalized it. And that's the effect this has had. We converted one person back from a lapsed fan back to a wrestling fan. You're welcome, TKO Endeavor. You know what I mean? Like, you're welcome, UFC, who's been fucking WWE and UFC, who's been trying to convert UFC fans back to WWE fans. You're welcome, you know? So, but no, I'm being kind of arrogant about it. I'm working the gimmick and I'm sick and mad, but it's just, that's what I do it for. Just not because I don't like taking compliments. Honestly, I get awkward, but so just to be honest about it and humble. You're welcome. No, I'm just, I can't even do it, dude. I can't. I'm not a compliment guy. Okay. But you're honest. No, thank you, because the top pod listeners, you're the guys and gals who, I don't know, man. You're the reason I fucking YouTube and shit. I don't know. Like, it's weird because, like, I'm a legit YouTuber now. And it's like, I didn't even think that would happen. It's something I wanted to do for a long fucking time. Not just like be a YouTuber, but like a voice in the community. And yeah, I'm very, very appreciative. And if you're somebody who enjoys the show, thank you. Don't even thank us. Thank you. That's why we're doing it. It's why I'm sick here recording an hour and 45 of bonus content on top of the fucking hour 45 we did yesterday, on top of the live show we're about to do tonight. That's why I'm here, man. And you know, I'm so happy. I'd love to, if you could tell me, like, this is exactly what you said that got me back into it. That'd be sick. But it's just crazy that yeah, man, like something I put over or buried made a guy go look at wrestling again and give it another shot. So fucking air horn for PWT. Air horn for Hairline. Round of applause for Hairline. Round of applause for myself. Round of applause for the Top Pod listeners. The Top Pod bros. Everything's super great. Shout out Tony Khan.
This is great.
Shout out the boys. So shout out WrestleMania. Hope you guys enjoy WrestleMania. This show will be out probably after Mania, but that's all good. You guys will listen and enjoy it anyways. I already know. And yeah, I'm gonna air all of the live show replays like one after the other. It's gonna be like a 24-hour fucking live stream of PWT. Yeah. But yeah, guys, the kickoff's almost over, right, Hairline? When does Mania go live?
I think we got like another hour.
Like an hour. So yeah, man. Yeah. We'll me and you will fucking kick it and talk, I'm sure. But yeah, for the PWT listeners, you guys take it easy. Tune into the live show replays. If you didn't catch them live after Mania, make sure you tune into the live show replays that will air after this if you're listening to this premiere on YouTube. And thank you all so much for joining us. I have been the infallible Phil Marks. Yeah. Hairline the Heater has been the EVP of PWT. Make sure you check us out at Pro Wrestle Times, at Pro Wrestle Clips. Please become a member, a Pro Wrestle Clips member. When we get to 100 members, we're going to do members only shows where you guys can fully interact, and you're a part of the live show if you're a member. Love you guys so much. Hairline, upside down time or what?
So I just wanted to point out here, man, I've been working as a receptionist here at this fucking police force for the past couple of months. And I'm so sick of this goddamn sergeant coming in whenever the fuck he wants with his little fucking porno mustache, just strutted in. Fucking, oh, I need some donuts. I need some coffee. Whatever, motherfucker. I need you to show up on time.
And I need season 5 to come out. God damn it. Waiting for that shit forever. Peace, guys. Love you.